there, folks, and welcome back to another Paintcast, episode 10, A Gamer's Nostalgia. Joining me, of course, is our co-host, Stu's Game Reviews, and tonight we're going to be talking about games from our youth that inspired us to be gamers, and inspired us to create YouTube and all that stuff. We'll also be talking about our favorite movies from our youth as well, and, you know, what we liked about them and stuff like that. Now, we urge those of you tuning into the podcast tonight to, of course, bring up your favorite movies and video games as well and tell us why they inspired you to become either a gamer or interested in movies. Anyway, welcome, Stu. Great to have you back again, and hope you're doing well.
How's it going, man?
It's going good, man.
Well, that's good. That is very good. What do we have on the docket for painting for today? Two birds?
Two birds.
One stone?
One stone? I haven't thrown a stone at them yet, but give me time.
It should be maybe a better game, actually, than what you're playing right now. Let's just throw rocks at it. Who else throw rocks at birds?
I don't know. Masochists?
Yeah, crazy people. Actually, I used to live in New York City, and there's lots of pigeons there, and there's always some bad kids who like to kick pigeons.
Yeah.
They chase pigeons and try to kick them, and it's like, what the hell? Like, what kind of parents do you have? Like, who raised you?
So there was a landlord who I lived with for a while when I was living in the city. This was going back like 2011, I think it was around there. He was tired of all the so in Ontario, I'm pretty sure it's against the law to kill a pigeon.
I didn't say kill before. I said kick, just to be clear.
No, I know. But so anyway, this is going into what I said with my story.
Okay,
So what I was saying with my story. Yeah, no, he would put rice all over the ledges of
Hi, Grotto.
the
Stu, please don't deport me. Thank you.
What?
Aren't you in Mexico, Luis? How can I deport you?
I don't. What is going on right now?
I don't know.
So weird. So anyway, welcome, Lewis, by the way, and we'll save your deportation for another day.
Yeah, I like him. Should deport nice people. Anyway, sorry, what's your story about somebody put rice on a pigeon?
No, not on a pigeon. On a Jesus, I'm glad you're paying attention. No, I put rice on the windowsill. Yeah. And I don't know if you know what rice does to pigeons because they can't digest properly. It makes them blow up.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so he was like literally killing pigeons.
Somebody intentionally was killing pigeons by feeding them rice?
Yep. Because he hated them. Yeah. I know.
So is that a crime though, or is it just like?
Yeah, if he was caught, he would
Like
have
a grenade.
gotten. Exactly. Yeah. They
Yeah,
blow
but
up.
is it actually a crime, or is it just like, hey man, like don't do that to no pigeons, eh?
Where did we suddenly become?
Is there actually jail time for that?
I'm not sure. I've never tried to experiment with it because I'm not a psychopath.
Yeah.
But I would never do it. But yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
I could.
Up the mess, at least.
I don't know. It's just really weird. He did weird shit though, dude. There's this homeless guy that was making noise underneath his window to his room, so he took a condom and filled it up with mayonnaise and threw it at the guy. I'm like, what is wrong? This guy's in his 50s too.
Is this like your friend or something?
No.
Who is
God,
this?
no. It was a landlord.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's horrendous.
Yeah. This was a long time ago. This would have been like...
Aside from murdering pigeons, what else have you been doing lately?
Well, let's clarify. It wasn't me who, but anyway, I've been good. I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Yotai. I just picked it up the other day, and
Oh, that's really good.
the draw distance is the thing that blows me away. You can be anywhere as long as it's higher ground, a little bit higher ground, but you can be anywhere on the map and be able to see the entire map.
I'm afraid of Grotto and
It's-
animals explosions.
You're afraid of me and animal explosions? I can assure you that I'm not going to be exploding any animals on tonight's live stream. Or any other live stream. Yeah, I don't condone Dr. Kevorkian style maneuvers with pigeons. Yeah. But yes, going into tonight's topic, which is not about pigeons and
Hello,
blowing them up,
Jeremy
surprisingly.
Stu.
Hey, hey, Pirate Gamer Boy, how you doing, buddy? Tonight's podcast, we are talking about the games from our youth. What inspired us to be gamers, and what inspired us into movies, or watching movies, or whatever. And so that's going to be the topic for tonight. We're going to try and avoid politics as much as possible, because lately that's all we've really talked
Doing
about.
okay, probably going to bed in an hour.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Well, we'll
You're
make...
streaming later, man. You better take a nap and then wake up, otherwise you might miss it.
Yeah, now that Stu has a working capture card, he's going to be streaming.
So my favorite game when I was a kid was it was for the Commodore 64. It was called Kick the Pigeon. Did you ever play that one?
There's no way. You're making this up.
I'm making it up, but it's funny.
Yeah. I could see that being on a Commodore 64 or an Atari.
Well, there really was a game I played on the Commodore 64, which was I think called Burning Rubber, and you know the game Bump and Jump.
No.
You don't know Bump and Jump? Bump and Jump is a classic arcade game where you're a car that can jump.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be able to attend another Stu stream live in not too much longer, we'll see.
I don't know what that means, but
Bump and jump is great.
You're a car, and you're trying to drive like through like a bunch of other cars are trying to like bump you off the road. And
Okay.
your car can also jump, but only if you hit a certain speed. And at some point you have to jump because there's water that comes up and stuff, and you have to jump over the water to survive. It's actually a really, really fun game. But it was called Burning Rubber in some areas, but the main title is Bump and Jump.
Is it
But that's not the.
is
yeah.
it an Atari game?
It was an arcade game, but it came out for
okay.
lots of. It had a lot of home ports. I think it's on the Nintendo somewhere, on the NES. But
I might have to look into it then if it's on the NES.
oh, it's a really fun game, Bump and Jump. But then it was also released in some areas as the title Burning Rubber. But there was a different game I had on my Commodore called Burning Rubber, which is a completely different
Atari, Intellivision, Famicom as well.
game.
Data East made it.
Data East did make it. I think it's on the Wii Data East collection, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, the other game, Burning Rubber, basically you
Was
you
a
were
porn.
car that was, no, you were driving. That's called wearing rubber, not burning rubber.
Oh, okay.
You're driving the car, and there's all these different people in the road, and basically you're supposed to hit as many people as you can, and you get points for it. The more people you hit, it's like something was like a little kid, then it's like an old man with a cane, it's like a granny in a wheelchair. It's like I don't know who made this game, but like you're supposed to kill people. And then like the only thing with the game
Sounds like
is that
Carmageddon.
it started off really your car going like maybe like 2 miles an hour, like really really slow, so it's like it's boring. It's so slow that it's boring. So you speed up the car, and then
Okay.
it's still too slow, so you speed up the car some more. However, there was no way to brake the car. I guess the car's brakes are out or something. So eventually you end up going like 200 miles an hour down this road and like just smashing right into like a tree or something. It was a really like stupid game, but we used to play it just because we like running people over, because that was the kind of people we were, I guess. So.
Yeah, so the only game I ever played growing up where that was the case, running people over, aside from obviously Grand Theft Auto, was...
I have the Famicom version, by the way. The Japanese version is titled Buggy Popper Lamau.
Buggy Popper Lamau?
Buggy Popper Lamau was a comment.
I know. I'm not that far gone.
Okay, if you say so. What were you saying?
So besides Grand Theft Auto, the only game I ever played that was like that, where you were running around, mowing people down, was Carmageddon, like classic Carmageddon. And you know that game came back. They just released a brand new Carmageddon game literally 2 days ago.
What are the earliest arcade games that was like popular? What is it called? I have here Death Race. That's what it was called.
Yes, Death
It was like
Race.
the whole point of it was run people over, but it was like very very primitive. I mean, this Commodore game was not very primitive, not very like
Well,
advanced either.
Death Race had a remake.
Did it?
Yes, on PS4 if I remember correctly.
It could be. I don't know. But that was not the game I played the most. So when I was a kid,
Death Race is epic.
in terms of games, first of all, my dad had a TRS-80, and
Hmm.
he got a more advanced TRS-80, so he handed me down the TRS-80.
Death Race also has an unlicensed NES sequel BTW.
They weren't such exciting advanced TRS-80 games, but I played Text Adventure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then I got an Atari 8-bit. My dad got it for me as like a birthday gift or something. Atari 800 XL. It was a few years later. But I didn't really have any games on it because he only got me the computer. But he only got I had 2 or 3 games that were pirated. At some point after that, I got a Commodore 128, so I had a bunch of Commodore games, and pretty much all those were pirated too. And
Jesus.
then eventually after that, I got like an IBM clone, like a 286. This is like over a long period of time. In terms of consoles, I never had an Atari 2600, but the kid down my block had one, and he had like every single game. And I used to go over his house and play Atari there. My dad wouldn't give me the Atari because it's a piece of crap and he's not buying it, which he was basically right. It was, but it was for the time pretty cool. But the Atari 8-bit computer that came out like a couple of years later was way like the Atari 2600
Have
came
you
out in
played Atari today?
the Atari 800 came out in 1979, and it's so much more advanced than the Atari 2600, the computer version of it. Anyway, I had an NES because when I didn't get that though until like my I asked my parents for an NES
Atari 800 is awesome.
my birthday one year, and my dad bought me a Sega Master System instead
Okay.
because he said the Sega Master System has better graphics and whatever else, and like it's probably way better than the NES. And technically he was right, but the problem is NES had most of the good games. So I didn't have an NES, but then when Genesis came out, like in
Well, hey, you got to play
1989 or
Zillion.
something, Zillion's like one of my favorite games. When Genesis came out, like in 1989, this kid in my school wanted to buy a Genesis. He didn't have money, so he sold me his NES and all his games. And
Okay.
actually, that's not true. He didn't sell me the NES.
Did he
I
just give it to
got my
you?
no, I got my parents to buy me like a couple of years after the Master System. They bought me the Nintendo Power set that came with the gun and also the power pad, and it came with Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meet. But that was literally the only games I had for Nintendo. So when this guy sold his NES, I bought all of his Nintendo games for $2 a game. Um, and so he had like I don't know, maybe it was less than two, it was $1 a game actually. I feel like I got like for $20 I got like 20 games or something like that, and that was like a really good deal. They were just like loose cartridges, but I played the hell out of all those games. Um, but yeah, I was mostly a PC gamer uh, because it was easy to copy PC games. At
Good stuff.
that time, I didn't care. Yeah, it was good stuff. So each of those machines, on each of those machines that I
My
played,
first console was a NES myself.
that's interesting because you're much younger than me, but any Pirate Gamer Boy. But anyway, each of those consoles, each of those computers, there's games that I had that were my favorite games. So we talk about like favorite games that we played back in the day. Like it would be different depending on like the exact time period. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can bring up any that were your
Hand me
favorite.
down from
It
poor
doesn't have to
parents'
be
roll.
one specific game. I mean, just any games in general that stand out for you, that really influenced maybe your interest in streaming or your interest in gaming in general.
Well, there was different types of games, obviously, but so there was the actiony more of the actiony games, and there was the adventure games.
Hmm.
In terms of the adventure games, like I played like the Infocom stuff, like Zork and stuff like
Yep,
that,
same.
without graphics.
Yep.
But I went to someone's house one time, and they had an IBM PC, and they had King's Quest 2. And they showed me this game, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And I didn't want to leave. Like I found an excuse to go there, like just to stay over for the weekend or something. But the kid was upset because he's like, "You come to play with me or my King's Quest 2?" Like, King's Quest 2?
Yeah.
You can't answer.
Did
Um,
you ever have King's Quest for your Master System?
I didn't have King's Quest for the Master System, but I did play it back in the day. Somebody else had it and lent it to me. I don't remember who it was, but I had another friend who had tons of Master System games also. In fact, I don't think I ever bought any Master System games either. Like, my parents didn't buy me any games for anything. They just were the consoles.
You know
But,
what?
like, I had friends who had, like, every game, so they lent me stuff.
You know what I have? Speaking of King's Quest, you know what I have, and I do intend to stream it once we get the capture card worked out. I have King's Quest 5 for the NES.
Yeah, that's like a pretty crappy version of King's Quest
It
5.
is
But
a terrible
it's a
version
novel.
of King's Quest 5, but it's
It's a
still
novelty.
a classic.
Mhm.
Not necessarily a good classic.
It's a novelty.
Yes.
So I played King's Quest 2, and I was like, this is
That is
amazing.
a rough ass portal Mal.
And then I didn't have an IBM at that time. And then I finally got a 286, and I knew about King's Quest, but I didn't have any of the games or whatever. And then I went to high school, and like the first week of high school, I met some kid, and he said to me like, "Do you like Sierra games?" And I'm like, "What's a Sierra game?" And he's
What?
like, "You,"
He's like,
and he's
you
like,
gotta be fucking kidding me.
"No," he's like, like King's Quest, Space Quest, Police
Hmm.
Quest. I'm like, "What? There's other quests? It's not just King's Quest?" And he's like, yeah, there's other ones too. So he pirated for me Police Quest 1 and Space Quest 2, and
Hmm.
I brought them home, and there was actually an error on the Space Quest 2 disc, and I spent like there was actually 3 discs, and disc 2 had an error. I spent forever trying to get it to work, but like I played those games, and I was like, wow, this is even better than King's Quest. Like, this is so
And
cool.
on your 286 you didn't have to wait ages for each screen to render.
Well, I didn't have to wait ages for each screen to render, but they had to load off the disk. Like, each screen had to load off the disk, so it took a while for that. Every time you went to a new room, it was like, it wasn't like just coming up automatically. Because I think I had a
Yeah.
hard drive, but it was like 20 megabytes maybe or something like that, and it didn't have room for very much on it. I'm not even sure if I had a hard drive on that computer. Yeah,
It
I'm not
it
sure.
w- it was like that for my first PC, which was a Tandy
Oh
1000
Mal.
SX. I yeah, so okay, so King's Quest 1 was my first Sierra game technically. Second would have been Leisure Suit Larry 1, and I was like 6 or 7 years old when I played it. And
Tandy FTW.
I I want to say so it was given to my dad by a friend, and I think I just found it, and I was like, what the hell's this? And then I tried it, and my dad at
Best way
first.
to experience those earlier Sierra games TBH.
Yeah, Tandy 1000 had really good sound, so it had better sound than their standard PCs. So you could, when you play like an old Sierra game on the Tandy, you get better sound. I didn't know this until years later. Anyway, your story was interrupted.
It's okay. I've interrupted yours about 1,000 times on these streams. Payback. No, okay, but so no, it's just it was Leisure Suit Larry, King's Quest 1, and Space Quest 3. So I never started Space Quest at 1. I started Space Quest at 3, and only because there was a Radio Shack near where I lived, and I was given allowance money, every week. Like I can't remember how much allowance it was, but I ended up saving up. I think it was like maybe 40 or $50 for Space Quest 3, and I saw it in the store. Right, I saw the box. The it was very catchy, and I was like, well, what the hell's this? So I wanted it because I was a big Star Trek guy and Star Wars guy, so I was like, ooh, something to do with space. I'm in. And that was my first, store-bought game, I want to say, because I feel like King's Quest 1 and Leisure Suit Larry
Space is cool.
were possibly pirated. I'm not sure. They were given to us as copies by friends.
That's pirated.
Yeah, so basically, yeah. Um, but yeah, so that was my first Sierra game, and
So for me,
I remember telling Al Lowe, he's like, so how did you get into Leisure Suit Larry? He's asking me the one time, and I said, oh, well, actually, I played Leisure Suit Larry 1 when I was 6 years old, and his he responded to me and said, oh, that's great, that's fantastic. Just out of curiosity, what penitentiary are you emailing me from? I'm like, okay, that's a typical Al Lowe response, isn't it?
well, it does sound pretty bad to think about it if you play Lucy Larry when you're 6 years old.
uh,
For me, I played those Space Quest 2 and King's Quest 1, and then I enjoyed them so much that I begged my dad to take me to the store and buy me another game. So he took me to the electronics boutique in the mall, and Space Quest 3 had just come out because there was like a sticker that said like new and whatever. And I played Space Quest 2 and I really liked it, so I convinced him to get me Space Quest 3. And I told you this, like, I ended up beating it like over the weekend. Like, he bought it on Friday and I already beat it
yeah,
like
it's
by
such a
Sunday.
short game.
And I was really frustrated. I was like, the hell, like, it's over so fast. It was a good
Yep,
game, but it was over so fast.
yep.
And then at the end it says like, so what do you think? Was this worth $59.95? And I think that's actually really, he really paid $59.95 because it's like a brand new game. So he was like pissed off too. But I convinced him to take me back to the store. It wasn't like the next day, but to buy me another game. And this time, like, I was looking at Leisure Suit Larry.
Wait. So you actually returned Space Quest 3 after
No, no,
playing
we didn't
it?
return it. We didn't return it. We kept it. Just, but
Oh,
I was, I said to my dad, like, come on, like, give me another game. Like, the game was so fast, so over, you know. So I convinced him to get me another one. It wasn't like the next day he got it for me, but at some point we went and got another game. And we were like being in the store and seeing all the games, and I saw Leisure Suit Larry, and I knew it was like a sex game or something. So like I wasn't sure if my dad would let me get it, and I was like, how about this one? You know, like, and my dad was like, oh, you want that one? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay, ha ha, ha, okay, like I'll get you that one. Like he clearly knew what it was, and like I think he was actually happy. I think he was like, okay, good, like my kid is interested in this, like this is a good sign or something like that. I don't
yeah.
really know.
He's probably
But
like thinking to himself, now I don't have to teach him about sex head. He can learn it from Leisure Suit Larry.
from Aldo, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So they had like three games. They had Leisure Suit Larry 1, 2, and 3. So he's like, which one do you want? So I'm like, okay, well, I want to get one because it's the first one, so I should get the first one. So my dad looked at it and he said, well, Leisure Suit Larry, this first two games here, it says they require 256K of RAM, but this third one says it requires 512K of RAM, so it's probably a better game. So I recommend you get that one. So I was like, okay, like, I don't care, like it'd be a game,
Yeah.
so that's what I got. It's the first game I played was Leisure Suit Larry 3, and it turns out
Yeah.
like that was like that attitude it theoretically shouldn't make any sense because you shouldn't judge a game by like how advanced the engine is or whatever. But it turns out, in my opinion, Leisure Suit Larry 3 is a far better game than 1 or 2 because
Oh, really?
one,
You feel that way? Oh, I
I
don't.
do. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because Leisure Larry 1 is basically just softcore adventure, and then like
Well,
you put some
yes.
jokes on top of it. But it's the exact same game, and
I
I don't
know.
think even
Yes.
Outlaw thinks it's a great game. It's just like it is what it is. Leisure Suit
The
Larry
more RAM
2
needed, the better the game.
is
Everyone knows that.
it's a very unforgiving game with a lot of like ways to like to like lose the game, like to get yourself in an unwinnable state. Basically, you forget to do this, or like there was like a cheese dip that you're supposed to pick up and then throw in the ocean. I don't know if you remember this stuff. You go on
Vaguely.
you go on this cruise and like the next door your connecting room is this woman named Mama who wants to like
Nope,
scream to
that's
death.
Leisure Suit Larry 2.
That's what I said. Lose your too.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying.
Yeah.
I thought you were still talking about 3.
No, I'm talking about 2. I'm saying that the reason why I didn't like 2 so much is because
No.
It's very unforgiving, and there was a big bug at the end that made the game
Yes.
unwinnable. Also,
Yes.
Luigi Larry 3, I think, is a great game.
I felt that the story dragged a bit, if I'm being honest with you, and there was a lot of revisiting
It does drag a
locations
little bit.
constantly.
Yeah, but it's a lot of puzzles. Like it drags in the beginning because you're like futzing around, you don't know what to do. It does pick up quite a bit after you turn into Patty in the
And
second
I'm
level.
sorry, but that entire gym scene where you have to like do the
Slip
weights,
up or slip out
it
is
was
the only
so
one I've
annoying.
played a little bit.
Well, if it was annoying for you, it's probably because your computer is too fast. Because when I played it the first time, it only took 20 reps on each machine. Then like if on faster machines, it sometimes takes like 100 reps or something like that because it's a timing bug that they never fixed it, but there's a patch for it now, or a DOS box you won't get that. But like there was a bug of that, so if when they
Mm.
first made it, when it first came out, it worked great, and then later on it became a nuisance. Just FYI.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I didn't
It
know
was
that.
literally 20. When I did it, it was like 20 times on each machine. It was cool. Then you see yourself like turn into like, you right away like lose your stomach and become like, a good-looking guy. And I thought it was very funny at the
I
time.
wouldn't say good looking, it's Larry, but better
Yeah, yeah.
looking.
Very looking. Yeah. Um. So that was that, and I used to so for a while I was like, I Police Quest is great, Space Quest is great, Lucy Larry's great. King's Quest is for babies. It's like
Did
it's very like fairy tale like stuff like that, and that's what I thought
yes.
for a while until I got my computer when I was in senior year of high school as a graduation present. My dad got me a computer with a CD-ROM drive, and then
Ooh.
it came with King's Quest 5, and then I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the difference there.
Minus the bad voice acting. The bad voice acting, is hit or miss.
Well,
But
the bad
the
voice acting was at least voice acting. I couldn't even believe the computer's talking to me. Think about it that
yeah,
way.
yes. I mean, it was the
It
very
wasn't a
first.
snake.
It was the very first talkie, at least for Sierra, anyway.
And it wasn't not the first talking for Sierra. The first talking for Sierra was actually Mixed Up Mother Goose.
Are you sure
So
about that? I
she's
I
Mother
I
Goose
was
Theater.
I was always told that it was King's Quest Five.
Well, let's see what ChatGPT says. I'll just Google. What was Sierra's first talkie game? Based on common definitions of talkie games, King's Quest V is generally considered the first major Sierra
Yes.
title.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. I'm really
Ha!
getting Okay, wait a second. Oh, wait. Now it says key facts about Sierra's. Okay, so King's Quest V came out in 1991. Then it also says Mixed Up Mother Goose, a 1991 CD-ROM remake of this title, was also one of Sierra's earliest talkie projects. Which came first? King's Quest V talkie or Mother Goose talkie? The Mixed Up Mother Goose talkie version came first. Okay, well, fuck you then.
Yeah, but the thing is that popularity
It
wise,
sounds like I hit a nerve with the technicalities. If the
pop
timeline of mixed, there,
popularity wise, King's Quest
Building the fast
Five
lane CD-ROM was fairly early too, right?
King's Quest Five was
yeah.
the more popular one and therefore was considered to be the first talkie.
Well, it wasn't the
Nobody,
first.
no, it's not like you're going to be 16 years old back then and be like, yo, dude, I'm going into town to get a new game. What are you getting? Mixed Up Mother Goose, man.
No,
Like,
100%. King's Quest V was like far more influential and a better game too, by far. But Mixed Up Mother Goose did come first. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I agree with you. And I wish that I could make some more noise in here right now because if I could, I would probably imitate Cedric
oh,
doing
please
saying
do. I'm
Yeah, I
not
know, but
turning down your Cedric impression.
my wife's gonna yell at me though. But I'll
Why?
probably do it anyway. Well, because she's like in the next room, like trying to do something like quiet.
Tell her to go into another room.
Look, Graham, a poisonous snake. That was my quiet version.
You're, yes. Cedric was, yes. I don't even have any words for that character. I really don't. I just feel like I was traumatized by that game only because of Cedric.
There were so many great parts of that game. I've I've had like thoughts in the past of doing like YouTube skits and stuff like stuff from King's Quest Five. I've never got around to actually doing it, but like
You should.
it's just like you know he goes into the inn and then this guy's like hey remember the job we pulled last week? What happened to the rest of the loot? I think one of you guys is holding out on me. And then Graham walks up and says, pardon me, gentlemen, I didn't mean to interrupt you. And then he's like, hey, boss, this guy looks like a real troublemaker. What do you want me to do with him? Rub him out. You know, struggle as he might, Graham cannot escape his bonds. I always thought like the voice in that game was so funny. Like it was bad, but it was funny.
The narrator, you mean?
Everything was bad.
You know what's so weird to me is that Josh Mandel, who was Graham, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even in the modern fan-made King's Quest stuff that he did voice work in, I don't know if he just has a terrible mic in general or it was altered the way it was, but the audio of King Graham in the modern fan-made King's Quest, like King's Quest 1 VGA and all that, you know, the ones that were done by fans, Tierra or Adventure Game who was it? It was Tierra, and then they changed their name later on to AGS.
Tierra, AGD, Adventure
AGD. That's
like
it.
Anonymous Game Developer.
Yeah. Okay, so their games they brought back Josh Mandel for, but the voice acting sounded like he was talking through a shoebox, and it sounded identical to how he sounded in King's Quest V, and I'm like, was that deliberate? I don't understand. Or does he just have a shit mic?
I think he had a shit mic.
Yeah, I do too. I still think he has a shit mic.
Well,
if
I
I'm
think
being
the original King's Quest, they brought him into a studio. But for that stuff, he just did it over like recording something or whatever. I told you like I was the one that connected them with Josh, right?
I think you mentioned that once before.
Yeah, I did.
Why didn't they give you credit for that?
90s PC stick microphone.
I once asked Josh, do you know what's like my favorite line from King's Quest V? And he's like, let me guess, this was it. Ah! You know, like every time he falls off a cliff, he yells. I thought it was so funny, but I was like, no, that's not it. my favorite line is, there's one part where you go into the bandit camp, and you're supposed to steal the stick that you use to go open sesame, like that thing.
Yeah.
And there's a bandit sleeping on the floor in the tent, and you're supposed to take the stick. But if you click the talk icon on the guy, which I did by accident, I didn't do it on purpose. Then Graham says to the guy, I took the stick first, then I took the talk icon, and then Graham says, "Thank you for all your help." And the guy wakes up and is like, "An intruder!" Stabs me to death.
That is so weird. I didn't even know that was in the game. That's so weird.
I did it by accident. I thought it was hysterically funny. I was like, what the hell? Why is he saying that? Why is he doing that? I made him do it. Do you know about the bug with the infinite falling?
I've heard of it. I've never encountered it.
So
Thank God.
So in the game there's a witch that you have to
the ice witch.
No, not the ice witch, a different witch. The witch that's in the forest, where you go in the forest and you can't get back out right away because the path.
Oh yeah, near the beginning, yes.
He tries to turn you into a frog.
Yes.
Right. And then after you kill the witch, you still can't get out. But there's a gnome or something hidden in the bushes.
Yeah.
That you have to put gum on the floor or something. So
yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And then he shows you a passage that goes out. Now, the passage that goes out, it's there's a cutscene that shows you crawling through the passage, and then you end up in a room, which is the gnome kingdom, where you hear like clinking and clanking and stuff, and then he says like, "Oh, thank you so much," I don't know, he gives you something, or he's like, whatever, like, go fuck yourself. I don't know what he says. And then he opens another passage, and then they show you crawling out of the second passage,
Yeah.
and then it comes out right in front of the opening of the forest, and Cedric is there, and he's like, oh, Graham, like, where'd you come from? Like, what the hell? So there's no reason why you should ever be able to go back in that passage, but they let you crawl back in the passage, even though the whole thing was a cutscene until then. It was a cutscene in the first passage. The room was a cutscene. You couldn't do anything, and then the second thing is a cutscene too. You can actually go back into that room, and in that room there's a chasm in the floor. If you fall into that chasm like on purpose, basically he goes ah. It just keeps going on and on and on, and like the game crashes basically. Like it will not proceed past there. It'll just keep on screaming for the end of time. Like you fall into a bottomless pit or something. I'm not really sure, but it's really funny. And
Now.
Adventure Game Geek was streaming this game years ago. This before like I met him, and he was like, and I was like, oh no, go back in the. Like Briggs, I made him.
You're such an ass. You literally oh my god. You're so mean.
I was like dying laughing. It was so funny. Because he thought it was funny too until he realized that the game was crashed and it wouldn't proceed. And he was
live streaming it? You're such a dick.
It was really funny. I did him a favor.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Everybody in the stream enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's a famous bug of King's Quest V talkie version.
I didn't know about that one. Likewise, I didn't know about the whole guy going, King Graham going, thank you for all your help.
Well, he didn't know about it either. Adventure Game Geek. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done it. That's why it was really funny. Anyway, so that was. I'll tell you one more thing, not related to Sierra, which is about pirated games. So I told you I got Police Quest 1 and Space Quest 2 pirated when I first started high school. But when I was in my junior year or something, I was a counselor at a camp, and this guy said to me, like, the other counselors, like, hey, I got these games you really should try out. Like, he told us the names of games. I'd never heard of them, didn't know what he was talking about. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but if you want to give me a copy of the game, I'll look at it. He's like, yeah, I'll give you a copy of the game. So he brought home, I brought to camp rather, a copy of these two games, and I played them.
With all these pirated games, did you ever end up with any DOS viruses?
No, I never had any viruses. But we did run like virus checkers and stuff. But the two games that this guy pirated for me, one of them was Out of This World. I see you play Out of This World, right?
Of course. Yeah. It got a remaster for PS4, actually, believe it or not.
And the other one was Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
So like two of like the best games I've ever played. With both this guy is like forever like will live in my memory.
Out of This World, amazing game.
Out of This World and Prince of Persia. Yeah.
Prince, both amazing games.
So Prince of Persia 1 was not my favorite game. However, Prince of Persia 2, The Shadow and the Flame, was. So I got Prince of Persia 2 1 year from my parents, and it came in that the box for Prince of Persia 2. It was so fucking weird. It was right. I was like, how the hell does that fit on a shelf?
Not like as much.
Yeah, I got stuck in
But it's still good.
But I love Prince of Persia 1.
So they brought back, so Prince of Persia is now done. I'm sure you guys heard that, but Ubisoft did announce that not only are they canceling the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake completely, which is a big fuck you. One of the voice actors for it took to YouTube on their channel and raged about the fact that they canceled the game when all of their voice work was done in it. They were really pissed off. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the game did get canceled. But Ubisoft did announce that they are now no longer doing any future Prince of Persia games. They're done with the franchise.
Why?
There's like what? There's like a sure, probably play. We'll end in 5 minutes. There's like a new CEO.
I Prince 2 on the Macintosh, and some of the parts, particularly the final level, made me want to smash my keyboard.
There's like a new CEO that took over Ubisoft or whatever, and he decided, fuck future Assassin's Creed games, fuck future Prince of Persia games, and fuck future Watch Dogs games. They're all done. So I don't know what's going on with that company.
Watch Dogs. There'll be like 2 of those, right?
3.
3. Well, that just means that like next week some other CEO will change their mind and they will do Prince of Persia games.
No, that was like a while back now. It would have been like a month ago.
They can always change their mind. Is my point.
Yeah, they could. I don't think they're going to. Ubisoft was bought out by I think Tencent, which is I think it's either Tencent or something else, but it's a company out of Saudi. It's a company out of Saudi Arabia. Whatever company bought them out, and it sounds to me like what they want to do is have Ubisoft only make mobile games. Is what they plan to do.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Oh yeah. Well, what else is new? A lot of these for whatever reason, a lot of game companies think mobile games are the way of the future. It's like, no.
It was the way of the past, I think.
The way of the past, yeah. Reminds me of when Xbox said we're never going to make a VR headset because we find that VR is just a fad. Like that was back when the PSVR 1 first came out. That they said that.
They're sort of right, but they still.
It's not a fucking fad, dude. If it was a fad, it would have ended already.
Well, it's not anywhere near as popular as it was a couple of years ago.
I'd say it's still pretty popular.
But not like there was. Remember, at one point it was like super hot. There was like, Oculus was competing with Vive. Is Vive still even? Do they still have a device? I haven't heard about it forever.
They got the new Google VR glasses and all that kind of shit. Their VR glasses are still very much VR headsets still very much there. We got the PSVR 2, you've got the Oculus Quest 3, you've got
several years ago. Even the Quest 3 came out like several years ago. But when's the last time a new device has come out?
Google's device, I'm pretty sure. There's new headsets coming out all the time, mostly for PC though.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's as hot, quote unquote, as it was before. I feel like it was much more talked about.
I gotta be honest. I haven't used my VR headset in forever. I keep wanting to, but I get distracted by PS5 games. Yeah. So but I do intend to stream more VR games at some point again, because in case you guys haven't realized, I have streamed VR games on this channel in the past, and I have a whole bunch of new ones that I intend to stream. Not new to the channel, not new, but like the Assassin's Creed VR game. I've been wanting to stream that, but I just keep on putting it off for
what VR game did you stream?
Oh, Stu, God, there is so many. There's an entire category of VR games on my channel.
Really?
Have you ever actually played 2021 Myst in VR?
Yes, I streamed it. It's go look up Myst in my well, not now, but go look up Myst in my playlist section. You'll find it in there. I streamed that. I streamed that. I streamed Riven VR. I streamed Sam and Max.
Channel?
What?
You have a channel?
Okay. Excuse Stu for a moment, folks. He's having another seniors moment. He'll be right with you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I streamed Sam and Max VR. God, there's quite a few that I've streamed.
And Riven VR pissed you off so much.
Well, you don't like it.
I didn't like it. No, I didn't like how much they changed it. I don't really play it because I was disappointed by it. They changed all the puzzles and everything. They made it totally different. I just wanted them to make it the same. Like just put it in VR. And then they decided to redo all the animation. They decided to add new areas to every location. They added new puzzles. They added new. It was like way too much had changed.
Can you invite me to share play, please?
Well, after that quip with my fucking... No, I'm just joking.
Can't stand that noise. Music, PS music drives me crazy.
Oh,
it's supposed
yeah?
to be like very relaxing, but it makes me feel like ugh.
Makes you feel like eh?
You feel nauseous, yeah. It's like I can't do it. It's like not music. It's like
I know the music you're talking about. Yeah. I don't need to hear a rendition of it. Thanks.
Maybe only listeners want to hear my rendition.
I'm pretty sure they don't. So, I'm trying to think of like games that I grew up with. I mean, there was like I said, King's Quest
Stu's
1.
version is better, TBH.
Stu's version is better. You are correct. Stu's version could win a Grammy. So, all right. What? Here's a question for you. I think I already know this answer. What was your very first console? I'm assuming it was the Atari 2600.
Well, like I said before, I didn't own an Atari 2600 ever. So the first one I actually owned was a Sega Master System, I believe.
Sega Master System. Okay.
I never had television. I never had ColecoVision. I never had anything like that. For the first one I got, actually console was the Master System. So that was a good. Did you ever play Sega Master System?
No.
So there's some really good games on there. Pirate Game I already mentioned Zillion, which is a really fun game. It's like sort of a it's a platform where you explore a maze and you have to rescue two of your friends or whatever. That's a really good one.
Okay.
Phantasy Star is an amazing RPG.
Yeah, I've played some of the later Phantasy Stars. Like there was one on Dreamcast that I played, and it was really good.
Online, I think.
Yes.
That was something. What was the other game I really liked on Master System? There was a game called Black Belt, which was a basic game that most people have never heard of or care about. It's a karate game, but I love it.
Zillion was an anime tie-in game in Japan. The Sega Light Phaser is modeled after the gun in the show.
That's true. The Black Belt is a really it's like a beat 'em up, but it's a very deep one because all the bosses require very specific patterns to beat them, and I always thought it was really fun.
Okay.
That was one I liked. Alex Kidd at Miracle World, their great classic game.
Black Belt, I suck ass at TBH.
I don't suck ass at it. I could beat that game. A few others. There's a lot of good classic games on that console that are underrated. But I do remember Zillion 2. I know I've talked about this before. A game called Zillion 2 came out, and I was so excited for it because Zillion 1 is an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
And I rented it from the store, and
the bosses I really struggle with.
I was so disappointed, and I was so angry because they totally changed the game. Like, it's totally not like Zillion 1 at all. They made a completely different style of game. And I was like, why did you have to do that? It was so good. You couldn't just like leave well enough alone and just make it a sequel like it's supposed to be.
Choplifter was always my favorite game on the system personally.
Choplifter, dude, I remember that back on my Tandy. We had that game. Dude.
Was a good game. But Choplifter...
I fangasmed one time you streamed that on your channel, and I literally was fangasming. I'm like, oh my god! It's a game from my youth that finally Stu had streamed something that I played when I was young. So I was really happy to see that being streamed on his channel.
That you've played before. But yes, Choplifter was originally an Apple II game, and actually some trivia for you, I believe. Choplifter is the first game ever to be ported from a home system to the arcade. It was also the arcade. It's not the only one. Like Lode Runner was ported as well, but I think it was the first one. And it was ported from there to Sega Master System and other places too. But yeah, like that's a good game. But like I love the other Sega arcade ports, Pirate Game, like Space Harrier, Afterburner.
The Master System version is a port of the Sega arcade version.
I think I just said that, didn't I? Space Harrier, Afterburner.
You know who created Space Harrier, right?
Yeah, Yu Suzuki.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew that or not. Yeah, Yu Suzuki, the creator of the Shenmue franchise. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, that's why you can play that game in Shenmue.
Yes, all the games that you can play in Shenmue are actually games that Yu Suzuki made.
Yeah. So Outrun, Afterburner.
Yep,
He made a lot of cool stuff.
he did.
Um,
And he has announced that they're working on Shenmue 4.
oh, really? I didn't know
Hmm.
that.
Yes.
Is Shenmue 4 supposed to be the last one, or like?
Outrun on the Master
I
System is
don't
pretty well
know.
done.
I'm pretty sure that initially the plan was to make it a 6 games, and I think that's still the plan. But they are working on Shenmue 4, and they also are working on a next gen remaster of Shenmue 3. So Shenmue 3 is getting a PS5 and Xbox Series X version, basically, and I guess PC as well. They're
Is
just
that supposed to make
redoing.
money to make the other one?
Well, I guess, but I think they're redoing all the visuals or something. They're making it look a
Oh,
lot better. So initially the game was using Unreal Engine 4, and I think they're upgrading it to Unreal Engine 5.
what's the name of that hot dog selling guy again?
Oh God, Tom.
Tom.
You're real!
Tom.
Hey Tom, do you know a place where sailors hang out? No man, I think they hang out in bars!
Funny, you can literally ask every
So
single person in the
bad.
game where do sailors hang out. It's like every person will talk. It's not like in most games where like everyone will just be like, I don't know, go f off. You know, every single person will actually answer you like voiced, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it
Actually, that
had
was
really interesting elements. So, like in the second game, you would have. So, if you ever played Shenmue 2, in the second game, if you were lost, because the map was so fucking huge, and if you were lost and you needed to go to a destination, you would mark it on your map, and you go up to a random person and be like, "Hey, do you know where this is?" And they'll be like, "Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, I'm heading in that direction. Why don't you follow me?" And then you hold down the left trigger, and you would literally walk with them, and they would walk you to your destination. And
oh,
I've
that's cool.
never seen another game do that.
That's very cool. You know, I got reminded of another game that I played that I know you played also, which is Star Trek, A Final Unity.
Yes, I love that game.
So that game I liked too. I liked it. I thought it was very good. But the thing that I was super impressed by that game about when I played it was that it's next generation, right? Just for you know that, but just for anybody listening who doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Star Trek Next Generation, and every time you go out for an away mission, you can decide like who you want down to the planet. So that you have like Picard, Riker, Geordi, Crusher, Data,
That's the
Worf.
thing that amazed you?
No, not that.
Oh.
But and then there's also like a random security guard you can take. There's a couple other randos.
Yeah.
So like the first time I played, I think I went like with like Riker as the leading the away team because that's like usually what happens in Next Generation.
Hmm.
And I remember the first mission, you had to find some woman named Dr. Hyung Forst. I just remember her name because it was so
No, that
annoying.
that was the second mission.
That
The
was the
first
second
mission,
mission?
yes, the first mission was on Merton's orbital station, and then the second mission was the one where you have to find Dr. Hoon Forsh and the bio.
Yeah,
That's the second
right.
mission.
Something like that. Well, anyway, I guess the first mission I must have taken Riker. And or whatever it was, I played that mission with Dr. Hyung Forst. I took Riker and he's
Second
like,
mission, yeah.
I'm Commander William Riker of the Enterprise, looking for Dr. Hyung Forst, and blah, blah, blah. And then like I was like, what happens if you don't take Riker? So like
Hmm.
I started again. I took a different team, and like
Yep.
I left Riker and Picard behind, and like Data behind. It's like Troy was the most senior officer on my team, and
Well,
so
can
Troy
I?
had all the dialogue, and
It
she
just
every single piece of dialogue she said, and I was like, holy shit, they
Yeah,
record like all this
they
dialogue like
they
seconds.
recorded all the dialogue separately for each character. So like I think you're forgetting some key bit of information there though. So before you beam down on that planet, Picard goes, "I'm sending my first officer. He'll be the one, he'll be the one you're dealing with." And then if you don't send him and you send like Picard, when you go and talk to her, the girl, the chimp girl who runs the planet, she literally goes, why are you here? I thought you were sending your first officer." Yeah,
That's
no,
funny.
it's crazy. Yeah, no, it is. They spent there's interviews with the cast on that game, And they spent like literally ages in the recording studio for that game because
I
the
couldn't believe how they over-recorded all the dialogue. This
Spectrum
is crazy.
Holobyte was very strict with what they wanted done. There's other games nowadays that do that exact same level of detail in voice recording, but back then, yes, it was unheard of. But today, it's more common.
Is it really?
Hmm?
I didn't know that. I'm
Yes.
impressed.
So as an example, I think I brought this up before, but the Spider-Man games by Insomniac Games, they had every single line of dialogue recorded twice. Once for if you're swinging in the air as Spider-Man, and the other for if you're walking on the ground. Because they couldn't account for what the player was doing in the world, so they have two sets of lines recorded for each line of dialogue. And like I said, the one is for when you're swinging in the air. So when you're swinging in the air, there's more force in his voice, kind of like it sounds like he's swinging basically, right? He's using more exertion. And then when he's on the ground, he just talks normally. And somebody had brought it up, and to Yuri Lowenthal, who voiced Spider-Man in those games, and said, "Am I losing my mind, or is there like double lines of dialogue here recorded twice?" And Yuri Lowenthal said, "You're not losing your mind. That is exactly what we did. Every line in the game is recorded twice to account for what the player is doing." Actually, three times. No, it's three times, because if you're punching an enemy, it's a different line. It's different recording too, because if you're punching an enemy, he'll be more strained when he's saying his lines. So yeah, no, I guess it is recorded three times. But yeah, no, a lot of games do that nowadays. Dude, the attention to detail in video games today is way more intense than what it used to be, like 1,000 times. It's crazy. And that's why I love modern games. I mean, like this, it's so amazing what game companies are coming out with, and what we're going to be seeing within the next.
Captain, this is Riker. Me and Counselor Troy are a little busy at the moment. Like, you called out there. No, number one, I just need to ask you a few questions. Okay, sir. Imagine like the different levels of recording depending on different situations. It's pretty funny.
This is not Commander Riker, but I'm playing with Counselor Troy. All right, no. Yeah. So, yeah, no, that game was amazing. The only thing I did not
just play some good old Scarfman DBH.
Have you ever played
Scarfman?
It's a Pac-Man clone for Tears.
Oh.
Have you ever played Call of Duty though, Pirate Gear? There's no knock until you try it.
If he hasn't played it, I can get him a copy.
What is this, piracy on this channel? Are you gonna sell him a copy? What the hell?
Yes, it's like that. It's like the old Sesame Street episodes. I'll walk up with a trench coat and go, "Yes, say
Exactly.
need an X."
You want by the yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
have it low.
You have it? Well, then play it.
Like
Play it.
Have you played it?
He's like, it's on my to-do list.
I understand that. I might do this pretty long too.
I found it while thrifting years ago in the jewel case. Never played it.
Oh, look at this guy. See, that's it. You can leave my channel now. No, I'm just joking. No, I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you like the Next Generation. It takes place during seasons, what was it, 3 and 4, I think?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it takes place. So it's set in the same timeline as the series. Yeah, and then there was Star Trek Generations. Did you ever play that one?
I played it for a little bit of it, and I didn't think it was that good, but I didn't really ever finish it or come close to finishing it.
The one that's like a mixture of
version of 25th anniversary in the big box too. Missing the manual though, so that's a problem for the copy protection.
I still have the box, the original manuals, and the discs for Star Trek 25th anniversary and Judgment Rights. It came in a double box, both together. It was like I I would have bought it. Oh God, early 2000s maybe. I don't remember when I got it, but I have it. I still have it. It was released by Interplay.
Did you play that Generations game that you mentioned?
I own it. Yes.
Or did you play it though?
You can assume that almost every game I own, I have played. Yes.
So did you like it?
As not as much as a Final Unity. No, of course not.
Was it good at all?
It was okay. I like that everybody was in it. Like the entire cast was in it,
There's also a
and
Star Trek 5 game, by the way. You know
they
that?
they re-recorded all the lines of dialogue and added new lines. So there's a lot more backstory to Generations in the game than there is in the movie. There's a lot more backstory to Soren. There's a lot more backstory to all of the game basically, and there's missions in the game that weren't even from the movie. Like there's one mission where there's one mission that for whatever reason it's a planet that's underwater and they have to go do something on the planet for whatever reason, and Picard, out of all the people he chooses to go on the planet, he's like, Data, you go on the planet, it's all underwater. So you play as Data and you're just walking on the surface of underwater on this lake, and I'm like, this is kind of weird, but
That is weird. No, so actually, I have a T-shirt from that game that I got somewhere.
Okay.
T-shirt of Star Trek Generations, the game. It doesn't fit me. I do have it. But Star Trek 5, there was a Nintendo game that was not released, but there was also a PC game that was released. Star Trek 5. There's actually a lot of Star Trek games out there.
Okay, so back then, yes. I gotta say, nowadays, no. There really isn't. There's just Star Trek Resurgence, which is amazing, by the way. One of the best adventure games I've played in modern day for Star Trek. There's Star Trek Online, which I never was a fan of. And then there's the upcoming Star Trek Voyager game, which I will be streaming on this channel in its entirety once it comes out next week. And I really hope you're going to be there for that, Stu. I'd really like to have you there for that.
Okay.
Because I as a fan, you can tell me if you like it, what you dislike, what you think is cool, what should be improved. It'd be interesting to hear your take on it. It's being made by your guys that Daedalic.
Oh yeah.
So
I know
of them is what I mean. I don't mean you sat down with them for a cup of tea or something.
Well, I sat down a lot of people.
But supposedly, so the demo is not voiced. I streamed the demo on my channel about 2 weeks ago, and I enjoyed it for what it was. So basically, in case you don't know, I will do a quick recap of what the game is like. It is a strategy game. You play as Janeway on board the Voyager. The game covers the entire series run of Voyager. The difference is, and this is what they market it as, you decide how the story goes. So you can either follow the story exactly as it was done in the game, or in the show, or you can alter the story based on your decisions.
Can I kill Janeway?
That's not an option. That would be kind of weird. So you just want to kill yourself? Because that's who you're playing as.
Oh, yeah, and I want to be like Harry Kim and kill Janeway.
Wait, Harry Kim killed Janeway?
No, but he should have. I don't know.
Oh.
I want to be some other character that kills Janeway.
Mr. Tuvok, find me some coffee in that nebula, Mr. Tuvok.
She's so annoying. I just can't stand her. Her voice is so annoying. I think she's just like a terrible captain also. I mean, I will play the game. Like, I'm not saying I won't play the game.
Her as an actress, I think, is really talented and really good. You just don't like her because of her voice, I'm assuming?
I don't dislike the actress. I don't like the game so much because, I mean, the show, not the game. I don't like the show so much because I feel like her character is portrayed like very poorly. Like she makes very poor decisions. She acts. I feel like they were on like when they made that show, they were trying to show that a woman captain could be really tough, and they overdid it a little bit, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
just picture Stu's version of Star Trek Voyager. Mr. Tuvok, can you get me some tea? Yes, Captain. I will bring you a tea filled with arsenic.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just she's okay. It's just like I don't know. I find her annoying.
Stu Trek.
Stu Trek.
Stu Trek, you know.
Okay, so let's go back to games again, which is our topic.
Which was the console that you really wanted as a kid that you couldn't have?
Lewis asked, which was the console that you really wanted as a kid, but you couldn't have or didn't get?
Super Nintendo, probably.
Okay. So I'll tell you something, Lewis. The very first console I ever got, my parents when I was younger, were kind of against video games. They weren't big fans. My first console I ever got was a Nintendo 64, and they didn't buy it for me. A friend bought a next door neighbor.
You got a Genesis instead, lol.
A next door neighbor friend bought a N64, and with his own money, and what ended up happening was he took it home and was getting ready to set it up. His parents lost their shit and said, that's not allowed in our house. And so he called me up and said, yo, I've got this brand new N64 that,
By the way, I'll be right back. You tell your story. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. I got this brand new N64, but I'm not allowed to have it. So I don't know what to do. And I said, I'll buy it off you. And so he sold it to me for $20, which I thought was insane of him to do. I feel bad about it now, but we're not friends anymore. Probably for that reason. But I ended up buying the N64 off of him for $20, and
damn.
And I ended up having it for a number of years. Got a ton of games for it. Ended up getting the steering wheel. So much shit. I ended up going like all out with that console. And my parents were the same way. They were like, "Well, you can't plug it up to our TVs because it damages TVs." It's like the fucking. The typical things that parents say. Oh no, consoles.
Did you get Superman 64?
I did. No, I'm not that insane. No, I did not. I got Conker's Bad Fur Day, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye. I got a bunch of racing games. I don't even remember the racing games they were. Yeah. Trying to think what else I had. Oh, Donkey Kong 64 I had as well.
Hello, friends.
Oh, shit! Hey! Oh my god, long time no see. How you doing, Adventure Game Hotspot? Holy shit! A pleasure to have you here, man. We're just reminiscing about video games and the games that we grew up with.
Consoles damage TVs. Yeah,
from our youth that got us into gaming. Stu just stepped away for a sec. He's going to be right back, but yeah. So going back to what I was saying, Pirate Gamer Boy. Yeah. So that was my very first console, was an N64, and my parents were of the notion that.
So maybe one day Stu would say, "Grotto, I can't have my collection of video games anymore. Give me $500 and you can have like 20,000 worth of vid."
You think Stu would do that? I don't think Stu would ever do that. Those games are going to his grave, man. What are you talking about? Stu selling his games? Well, maybe if they're ones that he doesn't like, I could see it. But I imagine that Leaning Tower of Gamesa is going to be going to his grave. Yeah. But yeah, so my parents were of the belief that, as most parents were, I'm assuming, that game consoles would destroy TVs, that they ate away at the
He's got more
picture.
than $500 in games from me.
Did he
I'm like a
really?
leaning tower of games.
He bought a bunch of games from you? Leaning Tower of Games. No, was it like the one stream? I swear there was a stream a while back where where Stu was streaming a game. I think it was like an Atari game, and all you see in the background is his Tower of Games start teetering and slowly fall over. I swear to God. I don't remember what stream it was, but it was really funny.
Purchased from one of my friends.
Ah, gotcha. But it was really funny. But yeah, no, that was my very first console. That would have been an N64. And if you want to go with handheld's not really a console, but my first handheld was the Game Boy, the original Game Boy. And then I sold the N64 and got the GameCube. And then from there went into Sony products like the PS1, PS2, all that stuff. But first and foremost, I was never really a console gamer. I only became a console gamer later on in life, like way later on in life. I was a PC gamer. I grew up with PC games. I grew up with LucasArts. I grew up with Sierra, and those games still hold a very special place in my heart.
And then the PS2 was my first current console at the time.
You went from an NES to a PS1, then the PS2. That's awesome. So wait, did you not play the SNES, or did you not have an SNES? So for me it was mainly that until I didn't start to get really serious into console gaming until
No, I
PS3.
never had an SNES as a kid.
You never had an SNES as a kid. Fair enough.
What are you guys talking about? By the way, I didn't, just to correct a couple of things. First of all, hey Josh. Second of all, I did not ever have a Genesis. My friend had a Genesis. He sold me his NES games to pay for his Genesis, but I never had a Genesis or an SNES.
Wait, who said you had a Genesis?
Pirate Game Boy did in the chat before.
Oh.
What are we talking about though in terms of $500 worth of games? What?
That was Josh, who Joshua brought something up.
Yeah,
Just look in the live chat. Look in the live chat.
Oh, I see, but I don't. Maybe Stu would say, Grotto, I can have my collection of video games. Or give me $500. You can have like 20,000 worth of video games.
Oh no, sorry. That was Pirate Gamer Boy. You said that. No, that was a joke. That was just a joke. That was a joke, Stu.
Give me $500. I'll give you like $100 worth of video games.
Wait, hold on. What did you just say? No, wait. Did I hear that right? No, let's rewind back for a sec. What? Did you say, if I give you $500, you'll give me $100?
PC I played at Utenment Games and such on.
No, hold on.
Stop mumbling, Stu.
Did you literally just say, if I give you $500, you'll give me $100 worth of video games?
I might have said that. And I will.
You didn't say that. That's crazy. Note to self, don't buy games from Stu's Game Reviews. Got it. Moving on.
The game that I want to play tonight,
Sounds fair.
Sounds fair.
Is called Sword of Kadash. Has anybody here ever heard of that game?
No, I have not.
I'm not sure if it's Kadash or Kadash or...
He will autograph them.
The second game ever...
He will autograph them.
It was the second game ever made...
No wonder he never sold the world's greatest football game.
I think that's really trash. The Dynamics, the company that Sierra bought, they made this action RPG called Sword of Kadash. And I'm actually either tonight I'll stream it or maybe tomorrow. If tonight's too late, we'll see. But that's going to be one of the next games coming up on my channel.
Awesome.
Everybody's super excited for that one. So
I'm interested in seeing it for sure. That sounds interesting.
It's pretty cool. It's really brutally difficult, but it's a cool game.
Oh, okay. So this is another one we're going to see a
Stu,
flying
please don't
keyboard.
send me a box with a note that says I owe you a game, lol.
I mean, I could get a walkthrough, which is what I'm probably gonna do.
Stu, please don't send me a box with a note that says I owe you a game.
Hope it's better than the last game, oh Mao.
Could you imagine if I handed Stu like 500 bucks and said, "Oh, give me some games," and he gives me an IOU?
What do you mean the last game? The last game I streamed was Cabal. You didn't like that one? I don't think you were there, Pirate Gamer Boy. But it seems like it was a pretty decent game.
Oh, second to last, I mean.
Oh, that one sucked. He's talking about the Johnny cocktails. That wasn't even really a game.
Yeah, that was something. I don't know what, but that was something.
I don't know either, but people are watching the replay, I will tell you that.
Well, there you go. Well, because they probably don't know what it is, and they're probably like, oh, what's this? And then they click on it, and then they start crying, and then leave.
Well, maybe, but like, it has like 177 views, so that's pretty good.
That is good.
Yeah.
I have noticed.
That's funny.
I have noticed. Sorry?
I genuinely didn't laugh once watching that.
Always Asleep was there the whole time, but like, yeah, there was like 3 times that I chuckled. Most of it was not funny at all. It was horrendous. Anyway, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
What was I saying? I don't remember. Obviously, it wasn't that important.
What is? I mean, stuff you say usually isn't important.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Welcome to the channel. Asshole! No.
Perfect by the same developers out of curiosity.
Do you have How to Be Perfect by the same developers out of... How to Be Perfect?
How to Be Perfect?
Oh my god. It's another game made by the same people who made that one, apparently. The Johnny... Well, please don't.
How to Be Perfect is I probably like take this other CD and throw it in the garbage. Like that seems like How to Be Perfect to me.
Yeah. How to Be Perfect. Don't play the Johnny... Whatever the hell it's called.
By the same people that made Johnny cocktails.
I know, I got it, but like,
that one
I never heard of How to Be Perfect. It's weird.
It's because you're already perfect, Stu. There you go. That's why you never heard of it.
I suppose. I mean, it makes sense.
Yes.
I commented about it on the stream.
I do remember you. Actually do remember you commenting about it. You said you have it, don't you? I think that's what you said. You said you have it or that you played it.
It's actually a game unlike Johnny.
Oh, interesting. I already listed the Johnny Cocktails game on eBay.
That was fast. It was the most quick, the quickest he's ever tried to sell a game, folks. He played 5 seconds of it and he's like, "Fuck this shit."
So, I don't want it. I had enough of it already. I streamed it and done. Time to chuck it.
You need it in your collection forever.
No, I don't. Oh, I did get. I got in the mail. I didn't open it yet, but I'm open it now. I got in the mail a package from Atari today.
Oh,
you know what it is?
Did you order something, or are they just sending you stuff?
I ordered something, but I didn't pay for it because basically they sent me an email. What the? Holy fucking shit! Oh my god, what assholes! Right, so.
I got a free thing from Atari. What a bunch of assholes.
No, hold on. So they sent me an email saying I ordered so much stuff from them that I got like a lot of points, and they want to give me a free Atari T-shirt, and I had to pay for shipping like $5 or something. So I
wrong size.
This T-shirt. It's really nice, Atari Club, but yeah, I ordered a 2X, and there's a big sticker on it that says 2X, and the label says medium.
Stu signing the box of
so it's just
the price of the video game.
It sounds like it's just in the wrong bag then, and that they didn't realize.
No. Well, they it's not in the wrong bag, but they put a sticker they put like a sticker on it with a QR code for their stocking, I guess. And the sticker says on that it's a 2XL, but they put the sticker on a medium shirt. So unfortunately, I cannot wear this shirt. Maybe a doll could wear it at some point, but I'm gonna need to like send them an
Um,
email.
just yeah, well, don't complain. It's a free shirt.
It's
But
not
I
free. I
would,
paid shipping, and it's listen, they're not
I
okay.
no, I
They're
would,
not.
I would
I
say
take it back. They're not assholes. I take that back. But they really frustrated me just now because I was looking forward to this shirt.
I
And I was like,
found your
wow,
auction.
great.
It's already at $61. That's kinda surprising.
Well, don't say anything to those guys, please. If they want to pay $61 for that game, then let them have fun. I'll be happy to take the $61. I don't remember how much I paid for it, by the way. It was a while ago,
probably not
so
$61.
I don't remember honestly, but hopefully not. But so when I got it, I had no idea what the hell it was. But it's not a common thing. I guess that's what. Anyway, I have to complain to Atari now. I was about to like give them a nice plug, and now I'm just like a little annoyed.
If you want to get shirts that aren't your size, go to Atari.
Exactly. That's the part of plug I want to do.
There you go. See, you can still plug them. Just say that.
So, if we're talking about games, another game that the first when you asked me what was my favorite game when I was a kid, the very first thing that came to my mind, even though I didn't say it right away,
There's some rare PC games that are totally worthless just because nobody knows what it is, so nobody cares basically.
it's true. So the game that came to mind was a game called Montezuma's Revenge. I assume you've heard of that game, right?
Absolutely, and it got a remake not that long ago.
It got a remake just recently, exactly.
Yeah,
Um, that's why I knew you would have heard of it. But
yeah.
I
It's on.
used to
It's
play
it's
that
on. It's
game.
on console as well. The remake came to everything.
Yeah, I used to play that game so much on my
Hmm.
Commodore 64. I didn't pay for it back in the day. It's actually pretty hard to find the original copy of that game, but
And
it's a
Master
really
System.
cool. Oh, it was on Master System too. It's a really cool game where it's like sort of again like a platform. I guess like I like these types of games, like exploration platformers, where you're jumping over enemies, you're climbing up ladders, and jumping over gaps, and sliding down poles, and it was, you can get like a sword to like it's a one-use shot to kill an enemy. You can get keys to open doors. Save keys to open doors. I mean, I always liked that game a lot. That was one of my favorite games back in the day. Um, Also really enjoyed Karateka on the Commodore 64. That was a hard game. Oh, and you know what other game I loved on the Commodore 64? Bruce Lee. You played Bruce Lee?
Are you talking to me? No.
No, I'm talking to the other person that's on the phone here. Hey Bob, have you played Bruce Lee?
Well, no. I didn't know if you were talking about talking to the live chat or not.
I'm talking to
Smart
the live chat
ass.
also, but like I don't expect the live chat to like answer me right away. I want to
So
get called
no,
on.
I didn't really have access to. So the only I had a neighbor, like a friend, who had a Commodore 64, and so I would go over there occasionally and play on their Commodore 64. But I didn't play that. It was mainly Tapper was the game that I played the most
That
of
was a cool game.
on the Commodore 64. But that was because I was like addicted to that game. To me, that game was so fun.
That was a good game, but a hard game. But Bruce Lee was a game where you play as Bruce Lee, and it starts off looking like pretty simple. Like basically, you can jump and you can run and climb ladders, etc. Like I guess
Mhm.
you can see I like that type of game. But there's like three screens, and each screen has like a bunch of different. Either they were diamonds or lamps. I'm not really sure. You have to collect all of them. And meanwhile, while you're trying to do that, there are these two enemies that are trying to kill you. One of them was this ninja with a stick. The other one was
Okay.
like this big, fat, green monster guy who tried to kill you also. Now you could, if you had plugged in the second controller, you could have a second player control the green monster guy, and then either he could try to like defeat you, or he could like help you and fight the ninja for you, basically. So that was pretty cool also. But after you got
Hmm.
all the lamps or the treasures, whatever they were, on the first three levels, like a door, like a plat, like a thing in the floor would open up, and you can go down this hole, and then the game became like a game where it was like basically like every time each room that you're in, you have to get from one like room to the next room, and each room that you're in, there are a lot of these treasures, and every time you take a treasure, it would change like an aspect of the room. Like either it would make a door open, or make spikes appear, or spikes disappear. where it
Hello.
would make an elevator go up instead of down, or vice versa. It was a really, really fun game, and it was a linear game you can get from the start to the finish, and it was just so much fun. I recommend that game highly to anybody who's never played it. Bruce Lee. I think
Hmm.
there's been some fan remakes
Is that
of
what
it
it's called? Just Bruce Lee?
called straight up Bruce Lee. Yeah, I remember my version was not a legit copy.
Sorry
We
I'm
started up, it
super
said
late.
Bruce Lee, cracked by the Pro. I remember that very clearly. The Pro was the name of the guy who cracked the game,
Uh,
so that it could be copied
James, you
easily.
never need to
Bruce Lee is great.
apologize for being late to a stream.
James, I told you this is not acceptable. The next time you're gonna be late like this, like we're gonna
Yes,
revoke your free game.
Stu's Game Reviews has spoken. Don't ever be late for his streams.
What voice is that? Sounds
I
familiar.
don't know. I don't know. I'm just doing random voices, man. That's all I do. That's all I ever do.
Bruce
Just
Lee is
do.
great. And then another game which was also really good, which I like it as much as the other ones, but it's just as good, is Jumpman. Have you played
Do you say
Jumpman?
Jumpman?
Jumpman, yeah.
Dude, I used to play the shit out of that game.
It wasn't that a good game.
It was
That
addictive.
was
It
by
was so
Epix.
basic, but so addictive.
Right, but every level
Jumpman
the
is
guy
also good
added like
indeed.
another. Level the guy added another element. So like the
So
first
if
level
we're
was
still
just trying to
talking
get
about
those
video
things.
games, I would say my faves growing up were a lot of N64 games.
So every level it's something else added in Jumpman. Like first you just had to get the treasures and then things were killing you, and then
Yes.
later on it changed to like every time you get something like a floor disappeared or the
It kind
treasures
you know what it kind
chased
of
you or something.
you know what it
Yeah, go
kind
ahead.
of reminded me of was Pitfall for some reason, where like you were unprepared for what was next kind of thing, you know?
This is yeah, it's a little bit like Pitfall 2 in a sense too.
Yeah.
Um yeah, yeah, no, I agree. That was a good game too, Pitfall 2. I played that on the Commodore also. So yeah, N64. Honestly, like I've not played many N64 games because when, like I said, I never had an SNES or a Genesis. So when I got into like college territory and emulators came out, so there was like the first like serious NES emulator was called Nesticle, like testicle, I guess.
I actually remember that emulator. I used to use it
And
all the
then the
time.
same guy made a Genesis emulator called Genesis.
Yeah.
Um, and I had that one, and I remember I played like Castlevania Bloodlines for the first time on that, and I was like, holy shit, this game is amazing. I don't know if you ever played that one. Castlevania Bloodlines, oh my god, what a game. And I
I've
got to one
not.
part where like the screen is all screwed up visually, and I thought there was an emulator bug, so I stopped playing, but actually that's just how the game is. It wasn't an emulator bug. What a good game. And then I also got an SNES emulator. I think it was like SNES 9X or
That's
something.
not a glitch, that's how
I
it is in the
know, but I
real
didn't know that
game.
at the time. Because it seemed like I still don't understand it. It seems like a glitch, but that is how it is in the real game. I found that out later. But I played like tons of SNES games also. But at that time, Nintendo 64, the emulation was very weak. They had a couple of like maybe you could play Mario and that was it. So like Mario 64. So I never really went back and played like all the more classics. I have to do that at some point.
You know what you reminded me of when you said that? Is the very first Batman Arkham Asylum when it came back out on the PS3. So I remember buying that game on PS3. And playing it for the first time, and we got up to the part where Scarecrow was first introduced. And there's a scene where Batman's walking down the hallway, like you're controlling Batman. It's not a cutscene. You're walking down the hallway, and the game freezes for like I want to say like 5 seconds, and then a whole bunch of like pixels start coming up all over the screen, and then the game resets, or so you think. It's actually not resetting the game. It's all like because when it resets, it says Joker's Asylum or something like that instead of Batman Arkham Asylum, and it's so brilliant. But when it happens to you for the first time, at least for me, when it happened to me for the first time, I'm like, oh my god, I was so upset because I thought my game crashed when I saw that happening on the screen and everything. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then I realized that no, it's just the creators of the game fucking with you.
That's crazy. I
Here, actually, keep on talking, Stu. I'm gonna share in the Discord group for you guys, in the podcast section of our Discord group. I'll share you exactly what that screen looked like for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, you can't show it on the screen and
I wish
stream.
I wish I could.
Yeah, by the way, speaking of Castlevania, I love the original Castle on the NES. Like my favorite, these are my favorite games on NES. Original Castlevania I loved, and I beat it. Original Contra I loved, and I could beat it without the cheat code, whatever. I love that game. I love Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I never beat Mike Tyson to this day. I get to Tyson easily. I've never beaten him, but I never really sat down and like really grinded at it either. Ninja Gaiden I loved. I beat that game. Not as good as the other ones I mentioned, but a good game. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. I love that game. Zelda 1.
Action 52 hyphen my favorite NES game.
Chef's Kiss. Action 52 is a shitty game. What other games that I really like on NES? Oh, Metroid. Oh my god, I loved Metroid. I loved Metroid. Obviously, I like Mario too, but I love Metroid. Such a great game. Kirby's Adventure I didn't play until much later, but I love that game too. I only played that in emulation time, but
Kirby's Adventure was good.
Back in the day, I played all.
I love Mario 64, both Banjo-Kazooie games, Glover, Star Fox 64, Pokemon Stadium, and Maze: The Dark Age.
Even though I didn't, even though they say Metal Gear, the NES is the shitty version, I still love that Metal Gear on the NES. I had a lot of fun with that game. Yeah, like I said, I hadn't played too many 64 games, unfortunately. I did play Mario 64. I don't think I ever beat it. I played it quite a bit. And I played Banjo-Kazooie a little bit too, but I need to go back and actually play some of that stuff. What is that music?
Don't you have the rare European English MSX version?
I do have the rare European English MSX version. I actually got a chance to play it yet, though, but I do have it. I don't have Metal Gear 2, which I don't think was released in English. I don't think it was released in English at all, except on the PS2 or PS3. But it came along with Metal Gear Solid 2, I want to say, or 3. Metal Gear Solid 3. But yeah, I do have that. I have a few MSX games, not too many, but I have that one. I have Vampire Killer.
3.
I have Vampire Killer, and I have Penguin Adventure, I think. Maybe a couple others too. But yeah, MSX games are damn expensive. I wanted those games for a while, and finally I down and got. Particularly the other two, particularly Vampire Killer, because I love Castlevania.
Penguin Adventure is good as hell.
Yeah, I bought only stuff that I thought was really good games, but damn, it's an expensive system to buy anything for.
So one of the I never actually owned one, but there was a gentleman that when I was a kid, he worked at the Eaton's in my hometown. The Eaton's is a department store in Canada. For those who don't know,
what's Eaton's?
I just said.
Oh, sorry.
Keep up, Stu.
We talked about this on a previous stream. We talked about the Eaton Center, remember?
Yeah, the Eaton Center is not the same as Eaton's itself.
I know, but Eaton Center was called the Eaton Center because Eaton's was in it.
Which is really stupid. There was also 10 million other stores in it. They should have just called it. They should have listed off every damn store and just called it that. The center of the universe. But okay, so my parents. So he worked in electronics. He used to be electronics manager. So when you went into Eaton's, the ground floor was clothing and stuff like that. The very top floor was furniture, and the basement was the electronics section. So you would go down a flight of stairs down to the electronics section. My parents would drop me and my sister off there, and the manager of that electronics section would allow us to come behind the counter. he'd grab one of the TVs that they were selling and he'd plug up a 3DO to it and pull up chairs, and me and my sister would play video games while my mom and dad shopped. And I think the only reason he did that was because he was friends with my parents, and yeah,
Or
my
his
parents.
childless.
What? The only reason he did that was because he was Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, you're right, Stu. He's a fucking ass. Okay. Anyway, Jesus. All right. So,
Sorry.
but okay, yeah. All right. Let's hang on. So I'm gonna send this into the podcast section right now, guys. Take a look at that. That is what I was talking about with Batman Arkham Asylum. So the game would do that. It would freeze and then do that all over the screen. That would pop up.
Ever heard of Mace: The Dark Age?
That would pop up all over the screen, and then the game would reset. So that's even in the remaster as well. So there was a remaster of Batman Arkham Asylum for PS4 and everything, and all of that stuff is still the same. But you see that, Stu? That's what I'm talking about. The game literally does that.
Let me look.
It's in the podcast section of your Discord server.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's a part of the game. So it's supposed to be the fact that Scarecrow is crashing the game for you.
Oh my gosh! Right on top of that is another picture you posted with that woman teacher.
Oh, that was from the last. That was from the last stream.
It's like, oh damn, I need to see that again over there.
That was from our last podcast when you were bringing her up, and then I was like, "There's no way they can be that bad." And then I saw that, and I'm like, "Well, I'm wrong."
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, so like I said, I was mainly a PC gamer. I didn't really get into consoles until I want to say the N64, but not really, because the N64 was kind of like it was the only console I ever grabbed for a while. And then I didn't really get really heavy into console gaming and kind of give up on PC gaming in a sense until the PS3. And that would have been my first console that I played religiously. And ever since then, it's been consoles. Only because, and I'll tell you the reason why that is. I got sick of constantly having to upgrade my PC for the latest game. When I could, upgrade my RAM, upgrade my graphics card isn't that good. I got to get into a graphics card. I need more RAM. I need more memory. I need a bigger hard drive. I was getting tired of doing that all the time. And with consoles, I didn't have to worry about that. I could just stick in the disc. It would play. That's all I needed to worry about. And that was why I stuck with consoles. And that is why, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still play PC games, but I play older PC games. There's no way in hell my PC is good enough to run modern games. It's just not. I bought a while back, and thankfully Steam has that decent return policy, but I had bought GTA 5 to play on my PC because I wanted to add some mods to it and check out, the police mods and all that kind of cool shit that was in it from the mod community. And I went and bought it, and I went and installed it on the lowest settings. I'm talking like the lowest settings possible. The game ran at 2 frames per second. On the absolute lowest settings. And I'm like, well, GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto 5. And I was like, well...
2012 laptop could run GTA 5, not very well, but it could do it.
Yeah, no, my PC cannot run it at all, even on the lowest settings. And I was like, well, shit. I was so shocked by that. I was like, dude, my PC, there's no way my PC is that bad. So I contacted Steam and I said, yeah, my PC is doggy doo-doo, so can I get a refund? And they're like, yeah, no problem. And they gave me a complete refund, thank God. Yeah. And so I just, and then everybody says to me, well, why don't you just, upgrade your PC so that you can play modern games on it? And I'm like, you know what? I've grown so accustomed to the PS5 controller and, gaming controllers in general that I can't even dream of going back
That's
to
surprising.
a keyboard
feel
and
like any
mouse.
computer from the past 10 years should run it relatively playable even on integrated graphics.
Yeah, no, you would think so, but my PC had problems with it. And you know what's really weird is other games that require a lot more uh, higher end PCs run fine on my PC. So I can't figure it out. I don't know what it is. Poor optimization of the game. I don't know. But because, like, as an example, like when Stu streamed stage 9, and he had to lower the resolution on it. I think it was your laptop at the time. And for me, I never had to do that. I could run it at maximum resolution, and it ran smooth as glass. So
Well,
I don't know.
I liked to have a PC because I was more into adventure games than anything else.
My PC isn't the most fancy thing ever, but it does okay with most games.
I was more into adventure games than anything else. For adventure games, you generally had to have a PC.
Yes.
Now it's different, but it wasn't that back in the day.
I
Yes.
have an RTX 2070 Super.
I do remember one time, at one point in like around the year 2000, like 3D graphics cards were a big deal, like the Voodoo cards and stuff like that, and 3D FX. And I didn't have one, and I remember like a bunch of games came out that's like require 3D graphics. Like for example, the games the early games that came out for Star Wars that were like on the N64.
3DFX was a game changer.
What were those games? Star Wars. There was like Shadows of the Empire is one of them,
Yes.
and
Shadows of the Empire.
there was another one also. I'm forgetting what it was called now off the top of my head.
Do you remember what the gameplay was like?
Squad.
Rayman 2 needs a 3D
Yes.
accelerator.
Rogue Squadron is the newer game. It wouldn't have been that one.
That series?
There was X-Wing, TIE Fighter. You're not talking about those.
No, like so GameCube. One of the launch titles for GameCube was like Rogue Leader or something. It was like the sequel to this one. I think it was Rogue Squadron, but I'm not totally sure now. Whichever was on the
Maybe.
N64. Anyway, both those games I couldn't buy because I didn't have a 3D card. But Prince of Persia 3D also required a 3D card.
I forgot about that game.
And I bought it anyway because it was in the bargain bin for $1.99. So I was
Star
like,
Wars Rouge Squadron 3D.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron. So it was in the bargain bin for $1.99. So I figured, like, let me try it and see what happens. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I paid $2. So I bought that game home, and like in the very beginning of the game, there's a cutscene where they throw the prince in jail, and then the guard laughs at you, and that cutscene like literally ran. I'm not even joking at 1 frame per second. Like,
Oh wow!
It was like totally unwatchable, like let alone unplayable.
But the rest of the game ran fine.
No, the whole game was like that. Because
Oh.
the cutscene was like, it was an in-engine cutscene,
Okay.
and like without a 3D card, it just could not render it at all. So basically, I had to just like put the game aside and not play it. And I was disappointed because I wanted to play it.
Did you ever?
I never played it.
Oh, you've never played it.
I think
No.
the game has you installed QuickTime Yerk.
Do you think now that you have the technology to do so, do you think you'd stream it on your channel?
I could now, yeah.
I think that would be really interesting because I would be interested in seeing that actually because I've heard of that game but I've never actually I've never actually seen it.
I've played it a little.
Is it good?
I'm
tired. What's that?
I'm not that fond of it from what I tried.
Fair enough.
It's
But
also
yeah.
on Dreamcast.
Oh, is it?
Oh, interesting.
Dreamcast and N64, did they come out like was that roughly at the same time? I guess it was, right? Dreamcast came out in 1999.
Dreamcast lost to, I believe it was either the PS1 or the PS2. One of them outperformed the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast lost a lot of sales when one of those PlayStations came out.
PS1? No, yeah, PS1 and the N64 were at the same time. I guess Dreamcast was PS2?
PS2. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Dreamcast? I don't know anymore. Can't
I
remember.
just remember Leonard Nimoy talking about semen.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest fucking game on the Dreamcast. I'm telling you. You had fish reminding you that it was your mother's birthday. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was a weird game. I never played it, but EVGA was a good game.
I had it. I had it. They would ask you the weirdest questions. They would like pry into your personal life. How old are you? When's your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? Blah, blah, blah. These fish would not leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And then like it was like they retain the information you speak into them in the microphone, and then like the one day I turned it on to play, and they're like, remember, today is your mother's birthday, so you should get her something really nice. And I'm like, well, that's it. I'm turning this fucking thing off.
No, I agree.
It's like an AI back then. But yeah, it was an interesting game. It was an interesting premise. I don't know how they managed to sucker. Let me share your screen again. I don't know how they managed to sucker Leonard Nimoy into being the narrator for it.
I mean, they paid him, I'm sure. That's how they did it.
They got him drunk one night, and he didn't even remember what was going on. And next thing you know, he was in Seaman.
My parents like used to like go to some synagogue like in upstate New York, and Leonard Nimoy's mother synagogue, and that was like a big selling point. Like Leonard Nimoy's mother prays here. I'm like, okay.
Is that how they narrated the synagogue? Or is that how they narrated? Is that how they advertised the synagogue? Leonard Nimoy's mother prays here. Come to our synagogue.
But it seemed like it was the unofficial advertisement.
Oh, okay.
And like I went there one time, my parents were like, "That's Leonard Nimoy's mother." I'm like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Is Leonard Nimoy coming too? Like, cause
yeah.
That's different. Chat with him, but anyway.
That's funny. It reminds me similar of many years ago now, I used to impersonate a character from a Canadian TV series called Trailer Park Boys. I used to impersonate Bubbles, and I ended up going to Halifax for a VIP party with the cast and crew of Trailer Park Boys. And it was really cool. I got to meet...
It's a fighting game on the N64. It's super graphic, and I remember there's a skeleton warrior who, when he loses a fight, his joint arm.
Sorry, James was talking. I don't like to talk over top of my bot. Huh?
It's about you back in the share play.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I sent you the invite.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, if you need another one, I can always send another one.
Oh, I got it.
All right. So yeah, I went to this VIP party, and there was an elderly couple that came up to me and were like talking away to me like we were best friends, and I was so confused. I didn't know whether they were drunk. I didn't know what was going on. And they were like talking to me about, oh, do you remember this guy? Blah, blah, blah. Do you remember this? Do you remember that? And I'm like, what is going on? And a friend of mine afterwards, when they walked away from me, the elderly couple walked away from me, a friend of mine came up to me and goes, do you not realize who those two were that you were just talking to? I'm like, no, some elderly couple. He's like, no, they're the actor who plays Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. That's his parents. Huh. I'm like, how did they not realize that I'm not him? Because I was in cosplay as the character, and I guess, I don't know, they thought I was him. It was really weird. And after he said that, I'm like, okay, that makes sense, kind of. But at the same time, I'm thinking, like, how do they not recognize their own son? Like, were you drunk? What?
That's the most amazing impression. I mean, like.
It was pretty good. I mean, I went all out. Like a lot of people back then, when people did impressions of that character, they would buy like dollar store glasses. I didn't. I went and paid $250, and I had replica glasses made. Yeah, and I still have them. I still have them to this day. They're on my DVD shelf in the case.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I went out and got the shirts and everything. I mean, you've seen impressions. I have an impression of it on my YouTube channel.
I've seen it.
Probably more
I
than
never
one.
watched the show, so I don't really know. Like, I can't
Yeah.
judge it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that was a long time ago. I haven't done that impression in forever. I mean, I can still do the voice and everything, and I can still do the impression. But I mean, I haven't actually gone all out and cosplayed as that character in a very, very long time. And I have no intentions of going back to it because those glasses hurt the fuck out of my eyes. Because they're cataracts lenses, right? And cataracts lenses, they magnify your eyes to an nth degree, like it's insane. But then you can't see anything out of them. When I put those on, it's just a blur of colors, and I have to walk around wearing those. Like Christ Almighty, I'm so close to walking into a wall wearing those things. But
Yeah, that's a lot of work for your craft there. I wouldn't do that.
Kinda going off topic, but I really wanna hear Stu's opinion on Next Gen Season 1 and 2.
you want to hear Stu's impression on Next Gen Seasons 1 and 2?
I'll give you my opinion on Next Gen Season 1 and 2. I think I already did, but
Garbage.
I was a Star Trek fan when I was a kid, before Next Gen came out. And when Next Gen first came out, I was like, who the hell wants to watch this bullshit? This is not Captain Kirk. This is like just bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch this crap.
Yeah.
Screw that, So I didn't watch it at the beginning.
Same.
But over some period of time, people started to say like it's worth checking out, so I started watching it. I don't really remember honestly when I started like really watching it. I think it was in the middle of season 2. Like I don't think the season 1 stuff I watched when it was actually live. I think I only watched starting at some point in season 2. And season 2, well, going back and watching it now, I will say that there are some good parts of season 1, and there are some good episodes in season 2. Particularly, I can't remember off the top of my head any really good episodes in season 1. I really enjoyed The Naked Now, but that's just me. Like, most people don't like it so much. But I enjoyed it. Also, this original series is The Naked Time, which most people don't like, but I really enjoyed that one also. As the concept of everybody losing their inhibitions or whatever, I just thought that was cool. But I'm trying to think like what other episodes. Let me go look right now. Like what are the episodes in TNG seasons 1 and 2, and I'll tell you right now. TNG season 1.
So while you do that,
I already looked it up. Yeah, what are you gonna say?
no, go ahead then. Finish what you're doing.
Okay, so most of these episodes like are pretty rough. Hide and Q, the second Q episode where Riker gets the powers of the Q, I think that's a really good episode.
That is.
It's also a little bit rough, like too, but it's a really good episode. The first one with Lore is okay. It's not great. It's alright. I like the one with the Binars with Minuet and the holodeck. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the one where Riker plays the saxophone or whatever?
It's where Riker goes to the holodeck and he meets a girl there who's like there to distract
Yeah,
him.
and then he plays the saxophone for her.
You're right. He does play the jazz man. You're right.
Yeah.
So I like that episode too. I think it's a good episode. Pretty good. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else in the season that I liked. The first Klingon episode was decent. The one with the guy from Ghost that runs a planet like that's selling weapons. You know what I'm talking about? It was like when they try to attack them, and he meets that guy who's like, well, it's anyway. I like that episode. It's hokey. It's hokey, but I like it. So there's a couple of episodes like that where they're not good episodes, but they have some good moments. Oh, Conspiracy was also a good one. Towards the very end, with the alien parasites that take over those people through the back of their neck.
To me, Next Gen got good at the end of season 3 with Best of Both Worlds.
You know that episode with the conspiracy? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Where like they at the end there's like a scene where they go to Earth and they're in like Starfleet headquarters and like they're all taken over.
Yeah,
by
and
aliens.
the one Starfleet admiral has like that thing, and they have to blow his head off with a phaser or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good
Yeah.
one, but there's a lot of really bad episodes in season one. Also, I'm not going to name all of them, but like there's an episode where they go to a planet like they're all ruled by women.
Well, you know
There's
what
an
I
episode
don't
where
understand. You know what I don't. Episode really bothered me, and the reason it bothered me was because in the original series, whenever like or the movies of the original series, whenever like Kirk did something wrong or something, always a court martial, always a hearing and stuff like that. Fucking Picard and Riker beam down at Starfleet Academy, blow a guy's head off
I
who's an
know it's unusual
admiral,
for Next Generation.
and nothing. It's like,
He was
oh,
just,
it's okay.
he was just a commander, actually, that guy. So I
Well,
think Picard was allowed to execute him because Picard's a captain.
okay, that makes sense. What the fuck?
In season two, there were a couple of good ones also. Like I said, that where Silence has lease, where they go into that wormhole, and there's that guy Nagila who's trying to experiment on them. And it takes them a while to figure out they're in like an experiment. I like that episode.
Yeah.
The one where Riker goes to the Klingon ship, that's a great episode. Remember that one? Where he becomes the commander, like the second commander of the
Yes.
Klingon
Wasn't
ship?
that he worked with Gowron or whatever?
It wasn't Gowron, it was like before Gowron, I think.
Oh, okay.
He just was like there in the Klingon
Stu,
ship.
you would know so in where Silence has lease what where the alien creatures were fought they had cool designs.
Yeah, those guys came back a couple of times with holodeck aliens. Then there's the episode The Measure of a Man, which a lot of people think is like the first really good episode that Next Gen had. I know you don't like that one, but I
Is
think
that
it's
the
pretty
one?
good.
That's the one where?
Beautiful Child.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you don't like it, but a lot of people like that one. What other good ones were there?
It was
Then there's
just
the
too
first one-
much nonsense in a courtroom for me. I'm like, dude, if I want to see nonsense in a courtroom, I just tune into Judge Judy.
No, I agree. Then the first one with the Borg is in season two, where Q takes them to the Borg. I think that was a pretty decent episode.
Yeah.
Then there's also
I hated the new Doctor.
you hated the new Doctor. A lot of people hated the new Doctor. There was a couple other decent ones, but like the second season of Next Generation, there was a writer's strike, and pretty much not all, but almost many of the scripts that they had were recycled from other things. They were not able to actually get writers to write any episodes until the very end of the season. That's why it's a short season, and that's why a lot of the episodes are not very good. Like the very first one is like one of my most hated episodes of all Next Generation, where Troy gives birth to a baby that like impregnates her like some light through the window. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, unfortunately.
I hate that episode. That episode actually was supposed to be an episode of the Star Trek Phase 2 series that they were going to make in the 70s, that they eventually turned into Star Trek The Motion Picture. So they wrote the script for that, and then they recycled it for Next Generation because they had no scripts. But it was a terrible, terrible script. I mean, like, they must have been scraping the bottom of the barrel. So there's some really lousy ones there. So, to your point, 1 and 2, they're rough. There are some good episodes mixed in there. There are some not good episodes where there's some good parts. But I agree, it's not until season 3, I think, when it really starts to pick up. And actually, the beginning of season 3 is sort of bad too, looking at it here. But it gets better and better as it goes on. And they definitely went out on a high note because season 7 was great. I mean, I think it just got better and better over time, frankly. Anyway, that's my take on Next Generation. And that was one of the shows I loved to watch when I was in high school. So, anyway.
I think we all did. Like, I mean, I remember, well, it wasn't high school. It was elementary school for me, which is, I guess, for you guys,
For me, it was high school.
great grade school. But I remember grade 7 or grade 8, my friends and I would just get together in the classroom and just go, oh, did you see the Next Generation episode last night? Oh my God, that was so cool.
We
Blah
used to
blah
do that
blah.
too in high school.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
think I told you this.
but how I remember Star Trek: The Next Generation was I think I was on my computer playing probably a Sierra game, and my sister ran into the room and goes, Star Trek's on, Star Trek's on. Do you want to watch Star Trek? Nobody else is watching TV, and I know you like Star Trek. And I'm like, okay. So I go and I look at this TV and I see like Data and I see Picard and everything. I'm like, that's not Star Trek. What are you talking about? Like, that's not Spock. That's not Kirk.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
she was like, no, that it says Star Trek. And I was like so confused. And then I sat down and I watched it and I didn't like it. And the episode that it was the one where Data gets kidnapped by that doofus. Do you remember that one guy? He like sells.
Oh yeah.
He like buys
Yeah.
antiquities and he buys Data.
What's it called?
I don't fucking remember.
The guy's name is Kivas Faggio. He's a trader.
Yes, Faggio. Yeah.
Psyllium and something or other. Something about he's a collector. But you know that one is interesting because you know what happened in the story with that? That was not the original actor.
I did not.
So they hired this guy who was actually like a dwarf, and he was the original actor supposed to play Faggio. And they filmed like 2 days of filming with this dude, and then he had a nervous breakdown, and he wouldn't come back to work. They had to hire this
nervous
guy.
breakdown over what?
I don't know. They had to hire this guy Saul Rubinek, who played in the actual episode at the last minute, and he came in last minute, and they had to do accelerated filming and reshoot all the scenes with that guy that they filmed already. And they have on the internet, you can see comparisons between the two people's like acting. And oh my God, the guy that they ended up with at the end, Saul Rubinek, he's a million times better than the original guy that they had. It's not like they fired him; he just wouldn't come back to work. But like the quality of what they got in the second guy is so. It's like if you watch it and you imagine this, what the episode would have been like with the original guy, it would have been a completely different episode, basically. So you should check that out if you get a chance.
Fair enough. But anyway, now picture this though, that this is how you get introduced to a new Star Trek by seeing that episode. What would be your thoughts? Like, it's terrible. It's terrible because I'm like, I don't know these characters. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who is this?
Yeah,
Who is this white face guy? Is he supposed to be a Vulcan? I didn't know anything. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? Like, what? It was so confusing to me.
Well, the Enterprise crew is like barely in that episode except for Data, so it's a weird episode to. The only really good part about that episode is at the very end he decides to kill the guy. Remember that? And then, no, seriously, and then like they beam Data out, and then when he gets there, like while he's beaming, O'Brien says to Riker, like, "Sir, I detected a phaser, and it's in the middle of being discharged." And Riker's like, "Discharged?" And he's like, "Yes, should I deactivate it?" And he's like, "Yeah, deactivate it." So like, you know, because he was in the middle of about to shoot the guy basically, and then he comes back and like Riker's like, "Mr. Data, we noticed your phaser was in the middle of being discharged," and then he's like, "Perhaps it was some issue with the transporter, sir." And then Riker like gives him a look, and then he just like walks away. that was a really cool moment, you know. You get to see Data actually like growing past his programming. But,
so did he actually kill him though? I don't think he did.
No, he tried to kill him, but he got beamed away while he was shooting him. Because basically the guy was like, "You can't kill me. You can't hurt me. You're empty threats." Because we both know if you had like some passion in your body or something, maybe you'd pull that trigger. But you know you won't do it. And then so Data's like, "I cannot allow this to continue." And then like he aims the gun at him.
That actor, Sal Rubinek or whatever, is he
That's a better name, I think.
Is he Jewish? It sounds like a Jewish name.
It sounds like a Jewish name, but I have no idea. I never checked. I can look it up.
Yeah, I'm curious.
But we remember the episode too.
Definitely sounds like a Jewish name to me.
Oh, I remember what the episode's called. It's called The Most Toys. He is actually a Canadian actor. He's still alive. And he is Jewish. He's a Jewish Canadian.
I thought so, yeah.
He was born in a DP camp in Allied occupied Germany. His parents were Polish Jews who were hidden by Polish farmers for over 2 years during World War II.
Damn.
And they immigrated to Canada soon after he was born and settled in Ottawa.
That's awesome.
Did you like the Data Sherlock Holmes and comedy episodes?
I didn't mind it, but I know you said before that you think his Data was terrible. Those episodes were
his
not...
Data is terrible. His Sherlock is terrible, I think he meant.
I mean, his Sherlock is terrible.
His Data is terrible. I much prefer his Sherlock over his Data.
Yeah, sorry. Those episodes were like sort of eh. The one that I really liked though was the one with the one with Moriarty takes control.
Oh, that's I was about to say that. My favorite was the second one of that, which came out like a season or two later, from
Yeah,
the
right.
original, where he gets to like get outside of the holodeck and
Right.
see the ship. And at the end, you find out that it's just all a hologram. But what I thought was really cool was just him like exploring it was like it made me happy, I guess, to see like a hologram exploring the ship and everything. Even though at the end you find out it's fake. That was a
Well, at
letdown,
the end of the
obviously.
episode, they put him like in a simulation that's supposed to last forever, where he can explore the galaxy with his girlfriend.
Gonna be
But
going to bed now. Haven't been typing because I got really tired.
all right, man. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
You're good, Pirate Gamer Boy. Take care. Thanks for being here and have a wonderful evening.
So at the end, they put him in a simulation that's supposed to last forever, and you don't really know what happens after that. Like, do they go on forever, and who knows? But they don't really show what happens to the device that they have him in. Like, maybe when the Enterprise blew up and it got destroyed. Like, I don't know. But he comes back in Star Trek Picard, and he's like pissed off at Picard. He's like, you put me in that simulation, you left me to rot. It's like the same exact type of thing.
Yeah.
So he does actually come back, but by the original actor, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah,
In
that was a good episode.
Picard? Wait.
In Picard, he comes back in Picard.
Oh, see, I haven't seen enough of Picard so
It's not
Moriarty is
mostly
actually
not
in
worth seeing it, but he does show up in season 3 of Picard in a couple episodes. Yeah,
as Moriarty?
as Moriarty. Yeah.
What? How
Yeah.
does that even play out? That's so weird.
They go to some place and they're trying to retrieve Data's body or something, and then Moriarty shows up and he's like shooting at them and yelling at them and saying, "You guys fucked me over!" Like
But
I
how
don't
does
know
that even
how.
work if he's a
No,
hologram?
I don't know. I don't remember. It did make sense, and I just don't remember it anymore. It was a while since I saw it, but he's definitely in it. It was a sort of a cool thing. But yeah, the thing I liked the most about that episode was the fact how they figured out they were in the holodeck, that they were still in the holodeck, because the holodeck was having a glitch that people were like acting left-handed even if they were right-handed. Do you remember that? And then
Yeah.
Data thought maybe I'm in the holodeck, and he threw Geordi a thing, and Geordi caught with his left hand, and then he realized that that's not Geordi LaForge. It was right after Picard already put his command codes into the computer. They tricked him, and then once Moriarty had that, he was able to take over the real ship. So it was a cool episode. And then they tricked him by doing the same thing to him at the end. They made him think that he was out, but anyway, whatever. You get it. But it was a cool episode.
See, what would have made that episode better for me is if there was no drama like that. I would have liked it just from the standpoint of a holographic character being able to experience the real world outside of the holodeck. I think that would have been a cool episode too. Just that without
That
the
would have been interesting.
I want to take over the ship aspect.
Yeah, but they don't want to make episodes with no drama. If it's just like
Oh, come on. They did Data's Day, for Christ's sakes, where the entire episode was just Data learning how to tap dance and stuff like that.
Well, there was some drama in that episode, not much, but there was a thing
Very
about
little.
are they
Very
going to get
little.
married or not or whatever. But that was not a particularly good episode,
I enjoyed
right?
it.
It was okay. It wasn't like a great episode. Commander Maddox, I'm writing you these notes to tell you about my day. Nobody else gives a rat's ass, but I thought maybe you would. It was okay.
Could you imagine if that's how it was written?
That's probably how it should have been written.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's funny.
it showed about Data's character. It's like, Keiko, or Mr. O'Brien, I have great news. Keiko has canceled the wedding. What the?
I know, and that was the best because like he said it with such a grin on his face. He's like all happy about it, and O'Brien's like, "No, she fucking didn't."
Basically. Yeah, so I think it was a cute episode, but like that wasn't one of the best ones they had. Like the better episodes were like when there was some science fiction thing going on. It wasn't like they're all hanging out, like drinking and 10-4. There was some drama, some action. Like yesterday's Enterprise, that's a really good episode. That's probably the episode that got me to be a fan of the show. When I saw that, if I remember correctly, I remember seeing that when it was on live. I remember it being like at the end when it's like Picard's like, let's be sure that history never forgets the name Enterprise. I was like, all right, I'm sold on this. Like this is awesome. and they fought the Klingon ship, and like Riker gets like killed. I thought it was a great episode. Did you like that?
Yesterday's Enterprise. Is that
Yes.
the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
It was okay. It wasn't my favorite episode. I didn't mind it.
You put a poll in this channel. Put a poll in the channel right in the stream that says which episode is better, Data's Day or Yesterday's Enterprise, and let's see what people vote.
Oh no! If you're comparing them to that, no, of course, Yesterday's Enterprise is better than Data's Day. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it wasn't one of my favorite episodes. I didn't mind it.
I thought it was super clever how they like had Worf disappear and Tasha Yar came back, and it was just a good episode. The whole thing with Guinan, like he's like.
Well, then in that sense,
who's to say that this reality is any less valuable or worthy than the old one?
In that regard,
not good enough, damn it, not good enough.
And the fact that you remember all those lines is kind of crazy.
I've seen that episode probably like 50 times, so you should
what
remember it.
did you think of Journey's End?
That's all we're
It's the final episode.
Leslie Crusher, like, no, that's not the final episode. All Good Things is the final episode.
That's what I meant.
Okay,
Sorry.
All Good Things. I didn't. You know what? Everybody says it's an amazing. I thought it was okay. I didn't like it as much as everybody else does because there were some parts I really liked about it. The thing I really liked about it was that they showed the earliest days when Picard like first took over the ship.
Yeah.
And they had like O'Brien was on it, like he wasn't in the first episode, and like Tasha Yar was back, and they had all the usual uniforms. I think like what they did with that. But like the Q thing about judging the world, judging them again, and the paradox, I felt like it had been done before. It didn't feel that new to me. And the future.
Are you guys into Star Wars?
I thought the future scenes were just sort of like very easy to do. Like I thought there was very low risk to make like some random future interpretation of, oh yeah, Data's now he's a teacher at Oxford or whatever, and Geordi's like picking his ass somewhere, whatever. It just didn't seem like so interesting to me. I'm serious.
If you're his friend, you've got to change his hair. Looks like a bloody skunk.
Right. Shut up and give me my tea.
Yeah.
Most of the episode was Picard like running around going like, no, you have to believe me. Like, you have to go to the... Like, that was like most of the episode. So like, it was just like, it was all right. You know what I mean? But I know a lot of people really like it, and I'm probably in the minority.
Schizophrenic Picard.
Yeah, right. James wants to know, are you guys into Star Wars?
Yeah.
I like Star Wars, but I think Star Wars has gone almost consistently downhill.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The first movie was like one of the best movies of all time.
I think Star Wars went downhill when George Lucas ended up not being a part of it anymore.
Well, I think it went downhill.
Speaking of Geordi, why did he get new eyes and stopped wearing the visor? I thought he was blind.
You get Geordi, why do you get new eyes, stop wearing the visor? I think because LeVar Burton was sick of wearing it.
Yes.
He's probably like, if you want me to come back for the movies, like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. Like,
yeah, no. So keep in mind that it wasn't actually a visor. What they used was a hair bonnet. That's what he was wearing on over his eyes. I'm not even joking. That's what it was. Did you not know that?
I knew it was something like that.
Yeah, it was a hair bonnet.
Who want to do that?
Yeah, exactly. It was a hair bonnet, and it was just stylized to look like something different. They put all this shit on it. And they made it in such a way that while we couldn't see his eyes, he was able to see out of it. But there was episodes where he had to wear those stupid white contacts, and then have the visor on as well. So it was just he hated it. And I mean, I would too if I had to do something like that. But going back to, I want to go back for a split second to when we were talking about PCs and stuff earlier. So you made me remember this. So when you were talking about, like, you know, your first PC or whatever and all that stuff. So one year when I was in elementary school, like grade school, there was a teacher, a Scottish teacher that I had. He was I can't remember what subject it was, but I was more social with the school teachers than I was with the other students. At least when I was younger, anyway. And so I would hang out with them on lunch break. So like, because when you went outside on lunch break, there was always teachers patrolling around the area, going for walks, making sure everybody was safe, making sure nobody was hurt, whatever. And so I would hang out with them and I would talk to them and I would just walk with them and I don't know why, but I just got along with them very well. And the one teacher I had was Scottish, and he was asking me what I got for Christmas because it was Christmas break had just ended, and you know, he was just curious what I got for Christmas, and I said a sound blaster, and I automatically assumed everybody would know what a sound blaster is because a sound blaster sound card, and this guy, no word of a lie, goes, a sand blaster? Why would your parents get you a sand blaster for Christmas? You're too young for a sand blaster.
Sand blaster?
Sand blaster, yeah.
That's really funny, actually.
Yeah. But I'm like, no, a sound blaster. It's like a sound card for computers. He's like, oh, that makes more sense. I was thinking to myself, a sand blaster. What the fuck, man?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Might be around time to wrap this. It's been a couple hours. More than
2
a couple
hours,
hours.
Yeah. Let me just finish this painting since we're almost done. That way I'm not ending this on a half-finished painting, so that the next stream I'm ready to start the new one.
Do you think the people who like are watching this are going to be like really upset that you didn't finish the painting? You think they're tuning in to see the painting?
Yes.
I don't think so, man.
No, it's more so my OCD. Yes, I just want to get it done and over with. There's only a little bit left. Listen to me, quiet. There's only a little bit left. I might as well finish it, and then we'll end the stream.
Oh man! All right. Well, while we're doing this, while you're finishing it,
talk.
What TV shows did you like when you were?
Okay, so any TV show? Let me see. I liked Alf. I thought it was funny. Knight Rider was a huge one for me. I absolutely love Knight Rider, even to this day. Obviously, The Next Generation. Full House I didn't mind as a sitcom, even though the acting was absolutely horrible. Married with Children. Quantum Leap.
Those are all good shows, but like I was thinking like earlier than that. Like, did you watch cartoons?
Not as much, but I did watch a few things. So for cartoons, He-Man, the Masters of the Universe, the Real Ghostbusters. Let me think. Thundercats. Cops. Not the live action show. There was like a cartoon series called Cops. I have the entire series on DVD now, but it was like steampunk almost. Not steampunk, sorry. Cyberpunk-ish, where these cops had like machine guns for hands and stuff like that. I don't even know if it was a American cartoon or if it was Canadian.
Cops had machine guns for hands?
Yeah. I'll share the DVD. I'll take a photo of the DVD case once we're done with the stream.
It's called Cops?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
That was called Police Brutality or something.
Police Brutality. That was the sequel. No. It was, back then, it's not like it is nowadays where everything's more censored.
I was a big fan of He-Man as well. That's back in the day, and I liked Thundercats. I also liked the Transformers.
Wasn't there like 3 voice actors in that show? Alan Oppenheimer was one of them, I think his name was. And what?
He-Man? Which show? Yeah. Alan Oppenheimer played Skeletor.
He was also Orko.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and there was only like 3 voice actors for that entire series.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, kind of. And then you guys know that there's the live action He-Man movie that's in production right now, and supposedly it's fucking amazing.
Everybody's talking about that. I like the Transformers. I was a fan of G.I. Joe as well. It took me a while to get into that, but I did like it. Later on, I didn't really watch Turtles too much because it was a little bit after my time, but I liked the theme song. I think it was a cool show.
Whoa, dude, you didn't like Turtles? What's wrong
No,
with you,
I
man?
liked it. I just didn't watch it that much because it was a little bit after my time. Like I said, I did watch it a little bit. I watched the first couple of seasons. Um, but yeah, those are my probably main ones. Like the big ones for me was He-Man, Transformers, Thundercats, and GI Joe. And I had a lot of He-Man figures, a lot of Transformers, and I didn't
Yeah.
have any Thundercats figures. And I maybe a couple of GI Joes, but I did have a lot of He-Man figures, a lot of Transformers. So I like a lot. They were fun.
Yeah, so I had all the He-Man toys and all that stuff growing up. I still have quite a few of my toys left, like the Knight Rider car I still have. I've got the Batmobile and stuff like that. So there's certain toys from my youth that I knew I still wanted to have, not to play with obviously, but to display and stuff like that. So I've got a few of my toys still from my youth in my
That's
my
cool.
current apartment. But yeah, so that's all I can think of really. But Cops, I will take a screenshot of the DVD case for you, and I'll send it to you on Discord so you can see what I'm talking about. But I think it might be a Canadian cartoon actually. But it had a very catchy '80s style theme song. Um, it had the logo or the not the logo. What am I thinking of? Um, oh, here we go. It's got the motto or something. It says "Cops fighting crime in a future time."
Interesting. I feel like
It's
I've heard
made.
of it, but
I'm
sounds
trying to think of
familiar.
who made it. I'll read the premise for you quickly. So it says the year 2020. Oh my God, 2020. Because back then, right? 2020 is like the future. Flying
Yeah.
cars. The place Empire City. The situation Brandon Big Boss Babel, along with his gang of crooks, is holding the entire city under the palm of his iron hand, and the Empire City Police Department can do nothing to stop him. As a last resort, Mayor Davis sends cyber cop Baldwin P. Vess, codenamed Bulletproof, to take him down. The concept is simple. Collect the very best officers that the country has to offer and begin a campaign to eradicate organized crime. The members of Cops are all extraordinary crime fighters, each one a master of a special skill, each one dedicated to the cause of justice. Though the concept may be simple, the job isn't easy. The big boss and his gang are the roughest and most persistent bunch of criminals to challenge law and order in Empire City.
That sounds interesting.
It's okay. It's the problem with the series is that it's so fucking long. Like, so this is the complete series box set, right? And there's 5 discs. In total, there's 165 episodes. So it's really long for an old cartoon series. I haven't even watched it all. I picked it up a while back. I want to say a few years ago. I have that nasty habit where I'll buy like big box sets, and then I'll watch like maybe 1 or 2 episodes, and then I'll just not finish it. The only one that I watched all of Batman, the 1960s Batman Blu-ray box set that I have. I've watched all of that, and I've
Do you like
watched
the
all of
fancy
the
one that
next.
comes like in the Batmobile?
Yes, comes with the Batmobile, the Adam West scrapbook, and all that stuff. And then it has you. There's a button on it that plays the Batman theme when you press the button on it.
I wanted to get that, but I never got it. It's really cool
Oh, yeah. So I have two. I have two. I have two. I've got that one, and then I've got another one. I've got the DVD version of 60s Batman as well. So I got both. I got it on Blu-ray and DVD.
though. Awesome.
And then I got so Blackadder was another one I went through the entirety of on DVD, which I covered all the. I watched all of Blackadder, and I've watched all of Band of Brothers and all of Next Generation. But see, that's crazy. I still haven't watched any of Voyager or DS9. I have those box sets. I'm looking right at them right now. I have them right in front of me, but I haven't actually watched them. I bought them like ages ago, and they just sit in my room collecting dust. And it's not by choice. It's not by choice. It's not like I'm deliberately not trying to watch them. It's just that I've been so busy with my YouTube channel and just hanging out with my friends online and gaming and stuff like that I just haven't really felt the urge to just sit down.
Next gen.
I haven't felt the urge to just sit down and like go through a box set. Especially considering DS9. Dude, those box sets are huge. Have you seen them?
No, I get it, but it's a really good show, and you should watch it. And it goes pretty fast once you start watching it, because a lot of the episodes are continuations. They lead to each other once you get to the third season at least. So it starts getting really addictive. But anyway, man, I gotta go. I think we should wrap it up. I want to eat some food. I'm really hungry.
All right, no worries. So I'll let Stu do his outro right now, so he can go get food, and then I'll do my outro. So go ahead.
All right, guys. Well, thanks very much, and come check out my channel, obviously, Stu's Game Reviews. And I hope you all had fun here, and we'll do it again soon. But thanks, everybody.
Thank you. And we'll do another one of the podcasts again real soon, guys. Stu is going to be back on my channel next week. He's going to join me when we play the Star Trek Voyager game together. And you can look forward to him making fun of the game, hopefully. I'm sure he will.
If it's worth making fun of, I will make fun of it.
There you go. Words to live by. All right. Have a good night, man. Take care. Have a good dinner. But yes, thank you everybody for tuning into tonight's podcast episode of the Paintcast. Tonight we talked about our favorite video games and what we really enjoyed about them, and as well as our favorite TV shows and movies. Thanking James for tuning into tonight's podcast, Joshua from Adventure Game Hotspot, Pirate Gamer Boy, Lewis, and who else was here? I think that was it. And of course, Stu's Game Reviews. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Great to have you here. I will be back tomorrow with another live stream. I think we're probably going to go into Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment, or more of The Precinct. But either way, we'll be back tomorrow with another game. And yeah, thank you very much once again. And again, remember, next week, we're going to be checking out the brand new Star Trek Voyager game by Daedalic Entertainment. There we go. But that's going to do it for tonight, guys. Have a fantastic night, and we'll see you soon at the Gamers Grotto. Take care once again, guys. Have a fantastic one, and we'll be back soon with another Paintcast. Have a good one.